What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pack-a-Pod. It's been a long time since we've recorded this show. I started this show a long time ago, probably
It was
2 years ago.
2021.
2021.
I checked the release of the first episode. It was November 2021.
So it was a long time ago that we started this IP. It was me, Richie, and Kyle. You just heard from Richie. That we love zombies. We wanted to start it up. We started, and then immediately, like a lot of podcasts, just crumbled down to the ground, and then we never recorded an episode.
Didn't you do 2 episodes?
We did 2 episodes.
Yeah,
We did 2 episodes. We did 2 episodes. We didn't make it any further.
You can you set notifications on like Spotify and all that stuff when a podcast drops an episode?
Yes.
You can like follow it. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I hope there's some guy out there that followed this podcast and he's gonna see the notification, be like, "What the hell?"
No, there
and be
was a
so
guy.
pumped.
There was a guy on our voicemails for Grab My Banner that was like, "Hey man, I followed you guys actually from Pack-a-Pod." And I was like, no shit.
Just does not care about Apex, but he just sent in a voicemail
That
on
guy
our
is
Apex
pumped
podcast
right now.
Yeah,
Listening
that
to
guy's
this.
pumped.
Yeah, he goes, "Are you guys ever going to bring it back? It's been 3 years, and we are bringing it back. So wow, it's an incredible story."
Surprise.
So to get into the backstory of how this all went down, I'm going to throw it over to Jayhawk, probably a new voice for the longtime listeners of this long story podcast. Jay, you want to take why we're bringing this bad boy back?
Yeah. So if anybody knows who me and Jumba are, we're from like Apex. Like we make competitive Apex YouTube videos and met Wyatt through his competitive Apex podcast. So when Jumba goes on that podcast, it's just him and Wyatt, and they're doing like an episode, an interview. And I don't know why you brought it up. Do either of you remember why zombies got brought up on the podcast?
We were just kind of like bonding, and like he asked me like like a bit about my start in gaming, like what are games like I like played growing up or something like that, and I just dropped zombies, and there's like, "Oh, you like zombies?" Like, and actually I think he even said like I had a podcast that was about zombies.
Okay, if you have 2 episodes, can you really say you had a podcast?
Well, like,
Hey,
Wow.
we had 2 episodes,
hey,
bro.
he might not have even said that live, but he might have said that after the fact. But then he's like, "Oh, we should definitely run it." And we started talking about things in general because we were talking about Call of Duty, and I also dropped that I thought Advanced Warfare was completely underrated and overhated, and why it's like,
I love Advanced Warfare.
100%.
Advanced Warfare was
There
so
we go.
good, bro.
Yeah. So
There we go.
then I'm listening
Wavelength started.
because I've been on the pod. I listen to the pod. Like I enjoy the content. I'm listening to the episode in my car, and I hear the zombies thing, and I get excited because I also played COD Zombies back in the day. So I DM them both on Discord, and I'm like, "Yo, we should run some zombies sometime." Jumba responds immediately. I'm down. Wyatt responds like 4 days later and is like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah,
And then
just seeing this now, like,
somehow, some way, I don't remember how this conversation started either, because like we just kind of said that, like, yeah, let's do it. But then I think maybe it was at LAN or something.
So no, on the pod, on the interview I'd done with Wyatt, he like I had briefly mentioned that like growing up I didn't ever really have like a crew to play with. So I, as much as I loved zombies, and I'll like even tell the story, like I literally have, what side is it? Like, the fridge right there. I have the Black Ops 3 Juggernaut fridge. I actually never really played many of the maps. I played like a lot of Kino. There's like Transit, mostly World at War maps I played, like, because that was the first game I had, but I never did anything else. And so obviously I hadn't done the Easter eggs. You really like the Easter eggs. You said like I've been wanting to do them again, and I think me and you just had a phone call talking about it.
So yeah, somehow some conversation between me and Jumbo or me and Wyatt, or all 3 of us, I don't even remember when this happened. I suggested we should do all the Easter eggs because my experience with zombies back in the day was doing Easter eggs. Like that was what me and my boys would do. And so I was like, if they've never done the Easter eggs, that was how I had fun doing COD Zombies. We should go back and just do all of them. And you guys were down. Wyatt's like, let's get Kyle, let's get Connor, bring some other people in. We get kind of a crew, and we start doing them.
Yeah, and that's basically the genesis of it all. And from there, we realized very early on in our very first few Easter egg runs that there were some legendary moments that needed to be talked about, because I think it's weird how easily me, Jumba, Jayhawk, Kyle all fit in with one another, immediately arguing with each other so quickly. Like it was like without even, it's like we've been friends for 10 years because we just immediately just started roasting each other, arguing all the time. And we realized pretty quickly, hey, this is funny. at least to
Yeah.
us it is. And we're like, I think people would want to hear this. Now I started talking about our zombies runs on the Apex, the podcast. At the end of the show, I would talk about it, and people would
were
start
interested.
they were interested. They wanted to see the clips, see what happened. And so, you know, me and Jay talked about, all right, well, maybe we could like bring something together. Jay had mentioned like that would be cool. And I said, I already
'cause
have an IP.
I knew you already had one, so I was like, what if we brought it back?
And then we kind of fast forwarded. And then I was like, well, the show wasn't about Easter eggs. It was more just about us messing around, establishing piss corners and whatnot. And then he's like, let's do both. And I was like, perfect. It's a perfect intersection of what we want. So here we are, Pack-a-Pod. And I think we all have like a storied history with zombies in our own special way. I think it'd be like a good intro for people to kind of figure out how we all got started with zombies, what our goals were with zombies when we were kids, and all that kind of stuff, because it is such a storied franchise. I think everybody has a zombie story if you've gamed even a little bit in your life. Even like my younger sisters would just watch me play just because it was such an interesting thing. It's one of those phenomenon that happened in the gaming world, and it was awesome. So does anybody want to go first and kind of tell their story about like how they got started?
I can go first.
Go.
Mine's short and simple. I played like COD growing up, so I had all the old CODs. I didn't. My first ever one was COD 4. I didn't play World at War. Then I got MW2, and that was when I got like hooked on Call of Duty. And then Black Ops 1, I had messed around with zombies. That was my first zombies. I didn't play World at War at all. So like my first zombies map is Kino. Like I'm playing all of Black Ops 1 zombies, and I can't remember his name, but like, you know how like back in the day, Xbox, PlayStation, you had friends that you exclusively met through like specific games.
Through gaming, yeah.
I think I played like a Black Ops 1 public match, and one guy in there was like, you guys want to do the Easter egg? And it was on Call of the Dead. And I was like, hell yeah, what's that? And so we just start doing stuff. I didn't even know the Easter eggs existed, because like back then, the Easter eggs weren't like a huge like thing. It was like the hardcore zombies players like knew about it. And so I had no clue what it was. All of a sudden we start like, we're throwing nades out of the map to do this, and then we knife some door, and we're getting like voice lines and stuff. And then we beat it, and we get the end, you know, where you get the Wonder Waff and all that stuff. And I was like, I didn't even know this existed. Like, this is crazy. And so this guy in public match, he friends me, and we start going through and doing all the Black Ops 1 Easter eggs as the new maps drops. And then we do like Shang, we do Moon, then Black Ops 2 comes out. We start doing some of the BO2 ones. Like, that guy literally just in a public match, I was like, yeah, like I'm down. And so all of a sudden it opened the door to what the Easter eggs were. And I was like hooked because of just the fact that there's not like, there's no in-game prompt. It just is this thing hidden within the maps that's so fun that people just found out about one day. So that guy, I can't even remember his name.
I was going to ask if you still knew him.
I feel like if I went and got on like my Xbox 360 and like logged into my account, he's on my friends list somewhere. But I can't remember his name. Don't even know him. Never played with him outside of Call of Duty Zombies context. It was literally just when he wanted to do an Easter egg for a new map, he'd hit me up and two other random dudes I didn't even know. We would just do the Easter eggs.
You just run it.
Hell yeah. I love that. That's a great story. Jumbo, you want to hit us with yours?
Yeah. I'll really quickly say I found the DMs. I must have said on the pod, I never played Black Ops 2. You just DM'd the both of us, said, when we playing Mob of the Dead, no Black Ops 2 is insane, Jumba. I said, whenever. And then you just dropped, I was a big Easter egg grinder back in the day. And that started it. So
there you go.
The Genesis.
No Mob is crazy, by the way, because that one of the
goated
maps. Anyway,
I'll tell quickly the story of like my origins into like, actually, I was introduced to Call of Duty through zombies. Technically, like I used to go to exactly, that's rare. I used to go to friends' houses, and they would have like Modern Warfare 2, and like that was the big thing at the time. We were all grinding that, but like I would only play at like my cousins or friends' houses. But it was one time when I'd gone to a friend's house and they were playing World at War, but we were playing zombies specifically, and like I got hooked. Like we started having a ton of fun with that I went and I bought World at War while everyone was grinding MW2 and playing online there. I bought World at War to play zombies, and so I would just play with a couple buddies all the time. And then Black Ops 1 had come out, and it became like Black Ops 1 was such a popular thing. I remember like in my school. I don't know, it was like in the 6th or 7th grade, but instead of people comparing so much of like their KD and like who was dropping the most kills, we were all just like kind of like in duos. It was almost like, and it was like which duo could get the highest round in zombies. It was like always like this big competition thing at school.
Yeah.
So like that hooked us so much that but then the thing was like a lot of those guys I like kind of didn't keep in touch with too much after I don't know, elementary school. So like into high school and stuff like that. Black Ops 2 and then even with Black Ops 3, I would mostly play them solo. And like I think Black Ops 2 did it even have online matchmaking at the time? I don't
It
know.
should have, but
It
I
should
think
have.
it did.
it should have.
Yeah, even if
Yeah.
it did, regardless, like I would just mostly like play like to get high rounds. Like I wasn't playing like any of the maps and like the Easter eggs. I just binged the crap out of like YouTube videos. Like I just loved following the story. I've watched those like 6-hour videos explaining all like the web of the storylines and everything like that. I love that stuff. I always wanted to do it, just never did. To the point that yeah, when I was like 16, like I bought the fridge. I remember like trying to get it. I'm like, I want this so bad. This is such a cool collector's edition for Black Ops 3. I had spent. I was about to get it imported to Canada from the UK until my dad found out that there was like a game place close because they had all sold out. GameStop close to us was getting a whole shipment in, and so my dad like went first thing in the morning. I dropped like $350 on it. I was like, this is probably a terrible purchase. I don't need a fucking fridge, but I've kept the box, kept everything, and now I can sell it. I think I've seen it for like $1,300 or something like that.
That's
so
metal.
Yeah.
kind of
That's
cool.
metal.
I'm happy. It's like it's
That's
also
pretty
like
sick.
one of like the most sought after like collector's editions in all of Call of
Everybody who
Duty.
plays zombies knows what it is. Like you
Yeah.
know what the Juggernog fridge is. Like because we all wanted it when we were young. We were just like we didn't have jobs at the time because we were
Yeah.
way younger. So yeah.
The funny thing is, I've heard a lot of people talk about how their fridge broke, and like if you go online, a lot of the fridges broke. I don't think it's the fridge that broke. I think it was the adapter because mine broke too. But it's just I found a new adapter, and so that fridge is kind of hooked up in a funny way. The adapter I have is for a car. So I have like the
Oh,
literal
shit.
cigarette. It's one adapter that goes into the fridge to a cigarette lighter that converts into a wall plug. That's how that's working
That's
right now. but-
That's the
fucking
most
nuts.
zombie shit I've ever seen. That's literally zombies in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's
But it is,
crazy.
but it's been working longer on that plug than the original plug the fridge came with. So if you got a fridge out there and it's broken and not working,
Get the adapter.
check the adapter. It
Yeah.
might be that.
That's crazy. You just like Okie rigged that thing. And you're
That's
like,
what
"Let's
zombies
go."
is. They literally Okie rig everything, especially Black Ops 2 era.
Yeah.
I'll go next, and like the next 3 stories are pretty interwoven because me, Richie, and Kyle, that's kind of how we formed our entire friendship. We've been friends for
Yeah.
getting close to 15, 16 years. And I've known Richie for a little bit longer than I knew Kyle.
I think I've known you since I was 11, so that puts us at like 17 years.
17
so.
years.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's how we formed our
Holy.
friendship was literally zombies. And it was, so my story starts off, I had a really close friend that to these guys as well. He's moved away now, but at the time he had told me about this zombies game mode, and I lived in the foothills at the time. So I had no internet. I really didn't have, I didn't have an Xbox. I didn't have that version of Call of Duty because in my mind, I was like, Modern Warfare 3 is the best. And when World at War came out, I was like, my dad had told me it was made by a different developer. It probably won't be as good. So I was like, okay, I don't really want it then. Well, my friend comes over to the foothills. He brings his whole setup and he's like, we're going to play World at War. We're going to play zombies. We play the first game. I have never been more hooked on anything in my entire life. We stayed up till 3 a.m. trying to get past round 10 on Nocturne and Toten on World at War. Just trying our asses off to get past round 10. And it's so crazy to think back on it now because it was like you play that map now. It's like, how did we not get past round 10? But we were trying all
To be
these
fair,
dumb strategies.
World at
and
War
stuff.
was hard.
It was
Yeah.
much harder.
Like,
yeah.
Notch is
Yeah.
also hard. Like I don't think
Yeah.
like especially like we wouldn't be able to do it as the 4 of us, but I wonder if 2 of us could even get to 20.
It's difficult because the
It's
zombies have
fucking
like
hard.
this
You definitely
weird
can.
glue effect on you. Like you try to run
Yeah.
past them and they kind of like stick to you. So it's weird. And there's also obviously no perks. But anyway, so we play that. And I wasn't close friends with Kyle yet. I had known who he was, but I didn't really like hang out with him. And one day this mutual friend we had says, hey man, I'm going to go to Kyle's house. I've heard there's 3 new zombies maps. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, and he has them.
Kyle's
And
got the
I
zombies.
got
bro.
the
Kyle's
goods,
the
bro.
freaking
I was
plug,
like-
dude.
I was
That's
like,
the plug, bro.
I was not a guy who was very social at the time, and I was very afraid to like go to new people's houses. But when our mutual friend had told us that there was 3 other zombies maps, and he goes like this, he goes, bro, there's zombie dogs. And I go, you're fucking lying. Like,
Dogs.
it was the moment I was like,
Dogs.
I have to get over this fear and we have to go. And I still remember the first moment we walked into Kyle's house. He's sitting on the couch, literally like behind you right there. He's sitting on that couch.
Literally
He's
right
sitting
here.
right there, and they're playing Derice. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at this map. I'm like, holy fuck. And then I see the zombie dogs pop out. And me and Omar, like, there's a lot of people there. And so we're sitting there and I'm like, dude, I got to get my hands on this. But like, I don't know this guy. I don't know anybody here except the mutual friend. And so I'm like yearning to play, but we have to wait our turn. And this is 7th grade year. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, all 4'6" of me. I'm just like, dude, I got it.
Bro,
like,
your
fucking
mind
play
had to
this.
be blown. Because if
Dude,
you're
it was-
playing Noct exclusively and then you get introduced to Derice where there's perks and
I
pack a
jumped
punch
over
and
everything, dude.
teleporters and
Yes.
dogs.
I
Yeah.
jumped over everything. And the second I got my hands on it, I still remember like the exact moment where we started the game and like connecting the teleporters, like being so stressed out that I wasn't going to make it in time. Like it was crazy. And so that happened. And then from there, I don't think there was many weekends we were not at Kyle's house. All of us, me, Kyle, Richie, and all of the other friends, the people you guys have already met in the Discord. We spent basically every single weekend at one of each other's house, but mostly Kyle's, playing zombies. That's how we formed our bond. That's how we formed our friendship. That's how we got as close as we got to one another, was all zombies related. It literally bridged the gap for us, a bunch of guys who came from a lot of different backgrounds, to come together and become like best friends now going on 17 years. Like all these things was literally zombies. And that's how we started our friendship. And yeah, Kyle, if you want to go on and from your perspective, how you found it.
It's a lot similar to Wyatt's, but initially what got me into it. So my brother, I wasn't like a big video game guy when I was a kid. I played like on my Game Boy a lot, but like I didn't play like on the console or anything. And we got an Xbox when I was like really young. And then when we grew up, my brother would play World at War and I would watch him play the campaign. And so at the very end of the campaign is where like the zombies like little theme,
Yeah.
like the little video pops up. And I remember me and my brother, we must have stayed up till like 1 a.m. But we had beat the campaign and we're just sitting there and then it goes to like that black screen and then the thing just pops up and you're like,
Bro
what
got
the fuck
the
is this?
authentic experience.
Yeah,
Bro,
he
I was
really
like,
did.
bro, what the fuck is this? Like, we had no idea this existed. We were like, what the hell is this? All of a sudden, the zombie just runs at us, and it's like, boom, round 1. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, what do we got to do?
Yeah.
And so, like, we spent like all night trying to figure out like what we were supposed to do in the game and everything. And then my brother is the one that got me into it, and I was like, oh my god! So I was like hooked on it. And then I didn't know that there was any other maps until I met our buddy Brian in like the 7th grade. And one day, me and him were just hanging out, and he was like, hey man, like, you want to come back to my place and we'll hang out and play video games? I was like, yeah, sure. So I go back to his house, and he goes, you want to play zombies? I go, hell yeah, I do. So we stay up. He turns on his Xbox, and he's got like 3 other maps that I don't have, and I'm like, what the hell are these? And he goes, oh dude, there's DLC. So like they have like extra maps that load onto the game, and like you can play all these. And I was like, no fucking shit. And I go, are they good? And he goes, yeah, they're good. So anyways, we play all night, and I play like every map. We play every map on World at War. And then I go, oh my God, I go home the next day. I immediately buy every single one of them, download them all. And then from then on, me and Brian would go to each other's houses like every other weekend, and we would just play. And then eventually one weekend it was at my house, and fucking Wyatt came, and Richie came, and all the guys came, and we're just chilling playing zombies. We must have stayed up till like fucking 4 a.m. just playing games. It was
There were
crazy.
so many 4 a.m. nights, and then like we would always throw activities in between. Like we'd randomly like, let's just jump in the pool at 2 a.m. We jump in the
Yeah.
pool,
Jump
go
in the
back,
pool.
play zombies.
And be
We
dead of winter.
Yeah, it'd be dead of winter. We would. I think we've gone through about 800 bags of Lay's sour cream and onion chips
Fuck
while
yeah.
we were playing. It was just the best. It was the best. Richie, yours is probably very similar to ours because once again you're in the same group. But your perspective.
Yeah. So mine started out a lot similar to Kyle's. So I remember in I think 7th or 8th grade, this kid in one of my classes was like, have you played Zombies yet? And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, when you finish World at War, if you wait to the end of the credits, you can get to the game mode Zombies. So I was like, all right, cool. And I was playing by myself, and I was like, all right, let me just go to the last mission, go to the credits, cool. And same thing, black screen pops up. You see that little zombie running out of the fog. I about shit myself because I was so scared playing by myself. It was dark as fuck in the room.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I think I'm doing. Like, I'm going to have fucking nightmares about this shit. That was my first experience with it. And then my first experience once I realized that there was DLCs for it. One day during summer vacation, Kyle was going over to Brian's house, who happened to live 2 houses down from where I live. Brian never woke up early or on time, so
That's
there's
still
that.
to this
So
day. Yeah, it's still.
it was
happening.
like 7:30 in the morning, and then Kyle walks over to my house, knocks on the door. I answer the door. I'm like, hey, bro, because I still didn't really know Kyle that well.
Didn't know me.
And he was just like, you want to hang out? I'm supposed to go to Brian's. I was like, yeah, dude, let's go break into his house. So we jumped into his backyard over his fence, got inside his house, and then that was the first time that I think I had ever played any of the 3 DLCs for the OG World at War Zombies. That shit was fun. And basically every summer, every day that summer, all we would do is play Call of Duty Zombies at Brian's house. And then basically it would go between the rotation of, all right, we'll spend 2 days at Kyle's house till his parents get sick of us. Then we'll hop over to Brian's house, eat all of Brian's snacks, drink all of his Gatorade and all his Powerade that he had there. And once he was finally out, we'd jump back over to Kyle's parents' house because we knew that they were like, okay, all right, we're good to have these guys come over again. So that was basically the rotation. Just every couple of days, jump back and forth between their 2 houses. And I mean, it was arguably the best time of my life. So
Oh,
It was
yeah.
the best. It was the best time. Now, all 3 of us, we were never big Easter egg guys. Like we knew about them. We obviously knew what they were, but we always tried to go for high rounds, or we always tried to have competitions. We used to do this thing where we would have bracketology, and it would be each person played by themselves, and you tried to get the furthest round. It would be like Brian versus Kyle or Wyatt versus Kyle, and you try to play and you try to see who would, do the best. And those nights lasted really long because you're trying to last the longest. But yeah, that's kind of how we played until Jayhawk had mentioned the Easter eggs. We never really did any of them. I think we tried one on Black Ops 4. Me and Kyle got super close to beating Voyage of the Dead's Easter egg, and then Brian had to go to work on the final step, and we failed it. So that sucked, but that was really our only run-in with it. We knew about them. Obviously, we had talked about them, the storyline. We were also very interested in the story in the early days. Once it got into the, multiple different universes and stuff, we kind of fell off from the story. I will say though, Jumba, I did the same thing as you when I'm driving at work. I just try to listen to the lore and try to figure it out the best I possibly can. Hour-long videos trying to figure it out. But we used to be very interested in the story as well as just getting deep into games.
Well, the cool thing for me about zombies and the story in general is like, and I mean, I maybe don't quote me on this, but from what I've seen, from what I've heard, so first of all, the development of zombies in general was being done in secret by some of the developers on the side. Because like,
That's
what
true.
reason
That's
is there
true.
for like
The original story was one guy
Yeah.
just like kind of made like a prototype version and just showed it to the other employees, and they all became addicted and started
Yeah.
playing it in the
Yes,
office and then built it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason Blundell, who's like the original one of the developers of like World at War at Treyarch or something like that.
I don't think he came till BO2 actually.
Okay, so then maybe it's the other guy. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but he was there's Blundell and there's one other guy. But anyways, he's like, well, we can't like put this like the game's not about zombies. Imagine someone starting up the game and seeing like what the hell is Nazi zombies. So that's why they hit it at the end of the campaign. Which hearing that Kyle got like that authentic experience seems so fucking cool.
It was sick.
Yeah, and then but then like from there like it was all like fan theories. It was like there was never meant to be a story, like the game was never meant to be in general, but then all of a sudden like people heard one of the characters, it sounded like they said Sam, and then so suddenly like they created the whole concept of Samantha, and like there was teddy bears lying around some of the maps. So the next thing you know, they start just drawing up these little Easter eggs and have these small little things happening where the next thing you know they build out a small little story, but it's like it's lore that you would almost have to piece together and like theorize on your own. That was what was really cool to me, is like people just developing their own theories. There was nothing that was clear cut. And then Black Ops 1, they started to develop it a little bit more because they had like actual Easter eggs after Ascension. And then Black Ops 2, they like really fleshed out the story more. And then finally Black Ops 3, they started putting in the cinematic cutscenes and such.
Yeah,
it was Jimmy Zielinski, by the way, was the
Yeah.
original dev. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing too about Call of Duty is I started like looking back in history, and they've always done Easter eggs on all of their games. Like even like back to
they
Call
did
of Duty
small
2,
ones.
they've always done like small ones. There's one in the campaign where you walk inside and people are doing like a ritual around a campfire. Like they've always done stuff like that, and I just think it was cool that they introduced it to this game. I also just love the fact that it's like stuck with people for so long. Like I think people just love zombies so much that it's like it has its own community on all these different social media sites, YouTube, all this kind of stuff. Like even deep into our adult lives, like we're still talking about it. Like Kyle brought up the thing when we were playing Buried on before we started recording, about like when I moved into my first apartment, we would spend every weekend ordering Little Caesars pizzas with 2 PlayStations hooked up, because if you tried to play Buried on one PlayStation, it would freeze on round 30 something. So we got 2 PlayStations, and these are like 22-year-old dudes just trying to break their record on Buried. I still have the picture. It's all of us standing around a small TV, 4 of us just like, and we got to was round 45. Like we didn't even get that far, but for us it was like a big deal. We created this whole strategy. That was another thing we love to do, was create strategies on different maps on like how to do different things, right? Like the zombies is just great, and I think that's why we're so excited for Black Ops 6 moving forward, and I'm glad we're doing the Easter eggs again.
So you guys all are World at War.
We'll start World at War.
Zombies
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I told you, like, I bought World at War for zombies. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
buy it. I ended up playing multiplayer, and I played like Call of Duty like a lot up until I don't know, like Black Ops 3, actually, I think. But still, yeah, like World at War.
That's crazy. See, I never even played World at War back in the day. Like I've played it since then, but like I said, I played COD 4 and then MW2 because I was like big in Halo back then. So I wasn't like a diehard COD fan.
Well, that was also probably the biggest reason that I didn't have a lot of people to play with, because I had PlayStation.
I did too.
And everyone had
I
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone I knew
me and
had
Kyle
Xbox. So yeah, I didn't have anyone to play, like, so I was always solo. And then like my closest friends and everything like that, or like even like my cousin who's big into gaming, they just weren't into zombies. Like
So the weird part for me was, like I said, my COD Zombies introduction was like randos, like people that I just met through Xbox.
True.
None of my IRL friends that I knew like played COD Zombies until I met like new friends in high school. And to this day, like I played with one of them like a couple weeks ago, because I told him, I was like, yo, I got COD Zombies on PC now, and he's on PC. So I was like, if you want to play, let's do it. And so like I didn't have the IRL. No, I'm not saying that, but I was like, it's kind of crazy that you guys all met. Like y'all all played World at War. None of you were doing Easter eggs. And at least for you 3, it was all like an IRL friends thing. I didn't have the IRL friends, and first one was Black Ops 1. And then the thing that hooked me was the Easter eggs. Because I was like, you're telling me there's not like a written explanation for how to do this, and people just figured this out?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part, because imagine the amount of hours you actually have to put into a game to be like, oh, if I come over here and I press, square X over this teddy bear, it makes a sound, and that's the first step. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they say that there's Easter eggs on like old games that still have not been found to
Apparently,
this day.
there's like some legendary Shadows of Evil one that is unsolved to this
Oh,
day.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Shadows
it's
of
like
Evil was one
the
of our toughest
unsolved
ones.
Easter egg. Yeah,
which is crazy when you think about the Shadows of Evil Easter egg and how it was solved in the first place. Like that
Yeah.
last fucking step.
That last step
That's
is
true.
literally I don't know how anybody would have figured that
I will
out.
say the one thing that does depress me about modern day zombies is that apparently most of the steps get found through data mining, because that was like the thing that caught hold of me was when a new zombies map would come out, you and the friends loading in and just trying to find how to start the Easter egg. You know, we're
Yeah.
just like Richie said, we're just like walking around like holding buttons on walls. We're
Yeah, you're holding
shooting
square on everything.
We're shooting things in
Yeah.
the sky. Like that looks a little suspicious. We start taking shots at
And
it.
I can't
My
imagine like
favorite-
when you
Throwing
find a step,
nades.
like the feeling of when you find the step.
Yeah.
My
Like
favorite thing
I'm
to
just
do.
thinking, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my favorite thing to do on every new map is like, and me and the boys do it all the time. We'll walk by. That's for the Easter egg. That's for the Easter egg. Or
Well,
we'll just walk by
so
things and
that's
just say
something for the
stuff like
Easter egg
that.
right
Yeah.
there.
The first step, like out of any of the maps that like me and my friends organically found, which is kind of an easy one, was Moon with Samantha Says on those screens. And
Yeah.
we were like, hold on, there's something that we got to do with these screens because they're flashing colors, and then like that was the first one we were like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like Shangri-La. Like if you like when you have to press the four circles, and like I just can't imagine like if you guys all press that and then like your screen kind of goes gray and like you're in like you have a
Yeah.
loud bing that like because that's the first step. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's very similar to like I'm a big Destiny fan. I love Destiny, and a big reason I like Destiny is because the raids are very similar in the sense that you like on the day one of every like Destiny raid being dropped, it's just like there's a huge race
Yeah.
on all of Twitch and everything like that of people trying different random things about how do you complete this raid.
Mhm.
Funny enough, I've never had like a consistent 6-man squad to complete raids. So I've only done like
Yes.
a handful, but it's just like zombies. Like I love watching it. I'm so big into it, but like I've not ever really completed a lot of Destiny raids either.
When does Black Ops 6 drop?
It's soon. While you look,
October 28th.
Oh shit, we're
Because
day
all
one.
I'm saying is day one.
should we?
We
Day
got to
one.
get a group and we
Should
got to
we
just start trying
try
shit
to
where
figure
you're
it out?
shooting
I'm
stuff.
totally in.
And
The good thing is gonna be cross
Cross-plat.
so I can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
play.
Oh,
'Cause I'm
nice.
sad
Yeah.
that I can't do the actual Easter eggs, but it's because I'm a piece of shit. I have a Mac.
Shout out.
I did want to bring up this real quick. First of all, it's crazy that we all played zombies in our own unique way, and I think that shows how complete the mode is that you can have a completely different set of circumstances and want to complete it in that way, and it still carries you for whatever. Jayhawk was like Easter eggs. We were just trying to get high rounds. I do want to talk about the zombie freeze because I think all of us had this at some point. When was the moment where you took a little bit of a break from zombies, and why? I think that's kind of important because now that we're back in it, you know, there are some things that we're not fully knowledgeable of because I think everybody kind of takes a little break. Jay, when was your kind of like pause?
so mine was Black Ops 4. Like I didn't play as much Black Ops 3 as I did Black Ops 1 and 2 in terms of zombies, but I still like played the maps and was like going for Easter eggs and stuff. I didn't complete many of the Easter eggs, but like I would, just try it with a friend one day. But I definitely like played all the maps to where Black Ops 4, I specifically remember first off, I was in college. So it was just like a different point in my life compared to some of the other Black Ops games where you're like high school and middle school. And I feel like you just like have more time doing that. To where in college, you're just like, I think it was my junior year of college when Black Ops 4 came out. So like school's actually starting to get serious and you've got like much more of a social life and like freedom to like leave your house and like do stuff. But I specifically remember, I think it was Voyage or maybe 9. I loaded into like one of the Black Ops 4 maps. It just felt so different than old CODs. And I don't think I like ever played it again. Like I just didn't play Black Ops 4 Zombies for pretty much the entire year. I played so much Black Ops 4 multiplayer, but the zombies, it just didn't capture me the way the old ones did. So I just kind of stopped playing it. I came back for Cold War for what's it called? The Noct remake.
Die Machine.
Die Machina.
Yeah. I played that and I played it a lot, but then I didn't really continue with like the rest of Cold War, and that was kind of it. Like Black Ops 4, it was pretty much my end for zombies. I still would go back and play old ones with some of my friends, but I just stopped playing all the new ones.
Jumbo.
I would say
Oh,
mine's
go
about
ahead, Kyle.
I would say mine's about the same because like Black Ops 4, I felt the same way. I
It
thought
just
that
felt
Black
different.
Ops, it felt different, and then it also to me like it was too easy. So like because you could play it and like they gave you
Yeah,
all
you
these
didn't have to
super
like go
overpowered
get jugs. You
perks.
just started off with like way more health.
And the
Oh,
specialists were basically the wonder weapons.
Yeah.
You know, it was
just like
super
on your
easy.
character
Yeah.
already, and it was insane. So like it was just super easy to play, and I was like, I don't really like this as much like as the old one because like even though they gave us more stuff, it just feels easier. Like
Yeah.
although I will say I did like the addition of like the boss zombies, like the big zombies that would chase you because
Yeah.
it wasn't just regular zombies anymore. You had like boss zombies you had to fight, and I was like, I kind of like that, but it still doesn't make it hard enough for me to like want to continue playing.
Yeah.
Richie.
That's honestly the same exact thing as me. I played Black Ops 3, but I don't even think I bought Black Ops 4. I was like, I'm just kind of over this right now. I was definitely over Black Ops. I made the return for Cold War, which I think I played with you and Kyle. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like with Black Ops 3, like Shadows of Evil, when that was the first map, I was like, honestly, I don't even know if I want to keep playing this game. I bought the other maps, kept playing, but that was basically when I started to hit my decline. And then Black Ops 4, I just didn't even go for it at all.
I will say I also disliked Shadows when it first dropped. Like
Yeah,
it just felt weird.
Yeah, I don't like the weird like alternate dimension like 1930s vibe that it gives. I don't know.
I have a better impression now, but I remember when it dropped, I was not a big fan. And for BO3, I pretty much never played Shadows. I play the other maps.
Jumbo,
100%.
were you the same?
Well, similar. Because the tough thing for me is like I actually now that I think about it, I don't even know if I had like bought any of the other maps on Black Ops 3 too. Like I used to play Shadows a bit, but the tough thing is by that time in Zombies, I started having people who like were more interested in getting into it, but like there was so much stuff you had to do on the map to really feel like you were set up almost that it was tough to get new people to want to play because like there was the whole beast mode to turn on the power and everything like that. Like it wasn't the simple what like Keynote or Toten felt like, for example, right? That you could just open the doors, open the power, get the box, and then play. So like yeah, like Black Ops 3 is when the decline started to happen. I have an exact date though, because then I was on my PC and I loaded up World at War again, and I used to grind just World at War and some like modded maps. So October 5th, 2016 was like the last time I played, and then I know I didn't go back to Black Ops 3, and I was the only reason I was interested in Black Ops 3 at that point, or like zombies in general, was the story. And once that felt like it kind of concluded in Black Ops 3, I didn't care whatsoever for Black Ops 4. I didn't even know any of that stuff that you guys were talking about for Black Ops 4 and Cold War. Never looked into it at all, really. It just kind of fell off for me. So yeah, so that's around then, other than picking up World at War and grinding again.
Yeah, for me, it was actually Black Ops 2, surprisingly. So I played so much World at War because like you guys, like, you know, you guys started a little bit later. When I say we played zombies every single like weekend, like it was relentless, and we were not going to bed. Like it was relentless. And those first 4 maps on World at War and the 5 maps on Black Ops 1, those maps, like for me, those were so perfect in every single way. Even the ones that I wasn't the biggest fan of, they were so perfect in every single way. They were just simple enough with a like just tad little levels of difficulty in different areas of it that it was okay with me. When Black Ops 2 came out and Transit came out, I really just felt like I never really told the guys, but when we were there, you know, like I said, we played every weekend. I would go there and they'd be like, "Wyatt, you want to hop in?" And I would always say, "No, you guys run one. I'll get the next one." And I just would never get the next one. I would just watch. I would just sit there and I would just watch them play. I didn't like the weird stuff with Black Ops 2 when it had first happened, like the buildable tables. I thought that was too much at the time. I have different opinions now, but at the time, I did not like the buildable tables. Obviously, Transit and Die Rise, the first 2 maps that came out, I think a lot of people, except Richie's a huge Die Rise stand.
Don't you ever
which we'll get into
about Die
on a
Rise.
later episode.
They're trash.
Huge Die Rise stand, but I hated those 2 maps, and they're generally considered some of the worst too.
Oh yeah, I will say I think a lot of people experience that. I experienced that because I think Black Ops 2, the thing you're about to say that happened to you, almost happened to me if Mob of the Dead never came out.
And see, that's the thing was Mob of the Dead. I didn't really have a problem with it at the time, but I don't know what it is about Mob. The lightning flashes so much in that map, and it just fucks with my eyes. And like other maps, I don't get that for, but it's just Mob of the
I'll
Dead.
agree,
It just
like,
fucks with my eyes.
Mob we had a lot of fun on, but like it was probably the outside of like time, like played like Bird and stuff like that. Mob was the only one that I was like I felt tired playing because of that flashing, like it was so often, and even the sound in like your ears like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I never really played Mob a whole lot. So those first 3 maps come out, I'm not really playing. And then I go to Kyle's house one day and Buried pops up. And I had never even known, it had been out for a while. And I just had basically just stopped playing zombies altogether. I see Buried and I love the Old West. And I was like, bro, I got to play this fucking map. I fell in love all over again. Buried is my #1 map out of all the maps. And I fell back in love at the end of Black Ops 2. So I played Buried. Obviously, Origins comes out. Origins is crazy as well. You get those 2 maps
that was
right
Mob
at the end.
for me, by the way.
Yeah. So
literally, I was like on the brink of Transit, Die Rise. They kind of suck. Maybe they're just kind of done. Like Zombies is kind of falling off. And then Mob drops, and I was like, I'm back. I'm so back.
I was
Bucket
all the way
back.
back. I was all the way back. And then Black Ops 3 comes out, and I love Shadows of Evil. Still to this day, I think that's a great map. I liked the vibe of it. Shadows of Evil, I loved. And then after Shadows of Evil, that's when I kind of really fell off until Black Ops 4. Me and Kyle liked it at first, mostly just because of the mutations, the fact that you could load into a map on round 50 and just try to survive. So we were basically only playing mutations. We weren't playing the actual game mode. And then I kind of like officially fell off. Cold War comes out. I loved Cold War Zombies. Me and Kyle got into another pocket of just Cold War, playing every single map on Cold War. I actually think Cold War is extremely underrated. I really liked Cold War. And then the only thing I didn't like was like the Pack-a-Punch. I thought that was really stupid. But Cold War was good. And then I took another break after that just because Vanguard Zombies came out, and we know
Universally hated.
Universally
You
hated.
do realize BO6, they're going to have the same Pack-a-Punch system.
No,
as Cold War.
no, it's like, but you don't have the menu though.
It's not the menu, but you just pack it
that-
3 times.
Yeah, but the menu is the part that bothered me because you're trying to go
That's
pack
true.
your good. That was the part
To
that
be
like
fair,
pissed me
Cold
off.
War also, can't you like pack it like 15 times or something? Like
It's crazy. You can pack it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I wish they would just go back to the regular. That's another episode.
That's another episode.
That's another episode.
One thing, if we're talking about underrated, me and Richie can attest to this. We played Advanced Warfare Zombies.
I was about to say,
Not bad.
y'all
Not
gotta
bad.
save this.
Absolute fuck
Y'all
up.
need to save this for another episode.
Okay, we'll save
Yeah.
it for another episode.
Well,
Let's
sir,
talk
I
about
will
it.
say-
Y'all can have a whole conversation about that.
Underrated.
That shit was
Underrated.
underrated, but that shit cooked.
The only thing I'll quickly
Episode
say is it did that like I was gonna say this because it reminded me that's how the conversation started between me and Wyatt. We were just talking about how I got into gaming. I said Call of Duty. I talked about Advanced Warfare being underrated. I go also I love the zombies, and Wyatt was something like you play zombies, and then like that's how
Yeah.
it all started.
Underrated.
We
That's
can
for
have a
another
debate
episode.
on that
Yeah.
episode because
Okay.
I have a different opinion. But
Oh,
anyway.
you have a different
shit.
opinion?
I have a different opinion, but
Oh,
we'll go
damn.
to the next. We'll save it for the next episode.
We'll save it for the
Alright,
next
alright,
one.
alright.
Yeah, 'cause this is
Okay.
already-
So we are already deep. We have already pre-recorded some of the great stories from our Zombies Easter egg runs up to this point. Richie has not been a part of those yet, so he's not in the next part of the episode just because he hasn't done the Easter eggs with us yet because we're on PC. But so we're gonna hit a quick ad. We're gonna go into those next little our stories. We've got a lot of them. We've got the throw, which was immaculate. We've got
Well,
Jay.
It was fine.
No,
this first episode is gonna be like 3 hours long.
that's fine.
Hell
The
yeah.
people have been waiting for it. They've been waiting
3
like
years.
got
2.5
the
An hour
years.
for every year.
We've got the throw part 2. We've got the drop. We've got a lot of things. We got
There's a lot of
Brian
good
saving
things.
the day. We've talked about Brian in the past.
Gaslighting.
Brian saving the day.
That's one of my
Shout out, Brian.
favorite. Brian saving the day.
Brian saving the
clutch.
day was
Bri-
truly.
Wyatt gaslighting the fuck out
I
of
didn't
me.
gas.
think
I didn't
it's
say
my
anything.
fault.
I can't gaslight if I don't say
You
words.
literally
All right.
gaslighted.
They'll have their opinions on it. Let's hit a quick ad, and on the other side, our Easter egg runs up to what is it? Shadows?
Up to Shadows.
Out to Shadows
Up
of
to
Evil. Let's get it.
Shadows.
Introduce eggs too much. I think what we really need to get into is talking about some of these Easter eggs and some of the great moments that have happened within this group. And I think the first one that tops the list for everybody here, I think I could speak for everyone when I say the throw was probably the great.
Hold on.
No.
What?
We're
What's up?
jumping right
We've
there
got to go
Let's
all
go.
the way
already.
back to Black Ops 1, okay?
Yeah.
In Black Ops
Okay.
1, we did Ascension. That one was easy peasy.
Super
Yeah.
easy.
Nothing went wrong. We
Nothing went
completed
wrong.
it. And then the way that we died was because someone decided not to rebuild their window. I don't know if we all remember that
Who
moment.
was that?
I forgot about that. We
It was
that's the-
Wyatt.
It was
okay?
Wyatt.
It was Wyatt.
Oh,
See,
it was
this is how we're starting the show. You,
And then
you
Wyatt
just wanna
goes-
throw blame around.
Wyatt goes,
Can-
I have no ammo. He never said he had no ammo. He just stopped rebuilding the window and let him in.
Well, we already completed what we needed to complete. The mission was over. In my mind,
can we
the mission
can we
was
also
over.
talk about that is the only Easter egg that we continued playing the game out after the Easter egg. We kill ourselves like immediately after, or just to get off after. Usually because the other Easter eggs take a lot longer, but we
Yeah.
went to like round 30 on that one and
But
could have kept
see-
going a lot longer because we were never dying if Wyatt rebuilt the window.
Well, see, this is your guys' first mistake. I'm not a window guy. Okay, you put me on
Yeah,
the
but
front
we
lines.
all
I'm a front lines
agreed
guy,
To camp
We were
in
on
the Pack-a-Punch
rotations.
room, and
Till
you
we
were guarding
died.
the window.
which we did do. I thought death was the goal. I thought death was the
I mean,
ultimate.
eventually, but
the
like you
ultimate
could have
goal.
voiced
If
that you
we,
didn't
like-
have any ammo.
Yeah.
Probably would've
Okay,
could've.
I have a confession. It was getting late for me that night, and I can't remember what round it was, but I had some sort of gun. I didn't have PhD or whatever it was, and I started blowing myself up and killed myself on that round.
See, so look at
He
that.
sold.
I
So
wanted
look
to go
at
to
that.
bed, and I sold. I could have left, and I killed myself.
I
I
know
remember
you
what
guys
gonna
hate
happen. I
that
know I
deep
did.
down. I know you guys wanted to blame me so bad for that. This hurts you
Okay,
all.
but anyway.
I will say though, on the buried one, you definitely.
Well,
fucked
hold
us.
on. We're getting ahead of ourselves because the first true discussion. Okay, wait. What was after Ascension? There's another one. Shangri-La. Was
Shangri-La.
easy. We beat that one in
Shangri-La.
like 8 rounds.
that one was so easy.
Shangri-La
Wyatt
was
wasn't even
just
on that.
tedious and long.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
pretty
yeah.
easy.
I will
Very
say we got
tedious.
hella lucky. If anybody knows about Shang, the hardest step is getting the baby gun, and we got it on like round 3. I got it my like second box hit, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But then it was Moon. The first thing was Wyatt almost screwing the entire run by taking his helmet off and not realizing you could put it back on when you're outside in space. It wasn't working.
See, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Y square, O up side down down, and then hold square. I just took off my fucking spacesuit by accident. I'm gonna die.
And you did.
Oh,
and you
and I
did-
got the fucking teddy
yeah,
bear, and, I'm
and
gonna
you
die.
did the combo wrong because if you did the combo right, you would have thrown a triangle in there.
Dude, I'm gonna go down.
Wait, hold on. You don't
I
have another
just went
space
down.
tower?
He lost
No.
his perk.
I lost everything.
Why
How
didn't
did
you put
you-
it back on?
Why didn't you put it back on?
I thought once you take it off, it goes away.
No, you
No,
just put
you
it back
just
on. You
press down
dumbass.
back.
Oh well, I lost everything.
I
You're
lost here.
such a goon, bro. It's outside. It's outside. It's outside next to the top.
I can't
I have
believe
no perks
this
left.
dunce just did that. The
I
reason
think-
that hold on, the reason that almost screws over the run is because then we proceed to go back to Earth to get you your perks. Then we come back, and on our way back to our training spots, we almost died in that hallway. Do you remember that?
3 of you went
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
I think I was the only one that didn't go down,
Yeah.
fortunately that one moment, but everyone had gone down. We also gotta like also give context to people that we're on like round 22 at this point, and like this is like prolonging how long we need to be doing this because we need to keep playing out rounds to get Wyatt his perks back because like it alternates when you're on Earth. So like we had to play a round, go back, get him his perk, play a round, go back, get him. So yeah, we're like now like wasting rounds and it's getting hard.
Yeah.
Listen, when as a guy, well, how?
There's
how
no
do
way to
I don't
explain
think you can
this.
defend this, bro.
No,
Like,
well, there is.
That game's
there
been out
is.
for what, 14 years?
How did
When
you
did-
not know you could put the fucking helmet back on?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
that is the
Okay.
yeah. Here I've heard this explanation
Here's
so
the
many
thing.
times. Go ahead.
All right. Every time I've played Moon in the past, okay, every time I've played Moon in the past, here's what I would always do. I would be the one in control of the hacker. And what you do when you get the hacker, you lose all of your stuff. You lose it all. You lose
You
your
don't.
spacesuit.
You just lose the spacesuit,
You
not
lose the
everything
spacesuit.
else.
You lose everything else. No, I'm just kidding. You lose the spacesuit. And because I've gotten the hacker so many times playing that game mode, I had forgotten that there was a way to put
Didn't
back
know.
on the spacesuit. So
Don't make
when
you sound
I-
better by saying forgotten. You didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know. You literally didn't know.
I didn't know. Oh, I'll change the vocab for you guys. I'll change it.
That might be even worse.
I'll
actually.
change it. But when we get to the throw, you guys are fucked because I'm going off when we get to the throw. I'm getting ahead of myself. Listen, I did not know you could put the helmet back on. I went into the area. I was messing around, playing around. I was like, oh, this one's in the bag. Like, this Easter egg's over. We've already finished this. It's going to be done in like one more round. So I take my spacesuit off and I'm like, oh shit, this was actually a terrible idea. I need to get back inside. I start sprinting. I don't make it in time. I die. They're like, wait, what the hell? You could have just put it back on. And then that was the realization where I was like, put it back on.
I think I was okay. Again,
What?
Again, people probably don't even realize why you took the suit off. I remember running behind you. We were just joking around. What were we trying to get out of the box? We needed like monkeys
We
or something.
needed the QEDs.
The QEDs. And so we're constantly hitting the box and we're doing the joke of like, you know, crouch up and down, spin 3 circles. So Wyatt's just hitting a bunch of shit on his controller, accidentally takes off the suit, waiting for the box to be hit, doesn't get what he needs, and then he starts running, and I'm like following behind him, and then he dies. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you're in front of me. Well, how did you just die? Nothing's around us.
I think not enough is talked about how badly created Moon was for the fact that you got to wait a whole other round for Juggernog to come back. You know, I think that's more of a problem than me taking off my space.
We were
I
also
think-
in
I think
containment
that's
zone.
more of a problem.
And
I think
the
if you would have
saw
hit
just-
up on the D-pad again, we would have been completely fine.
Yeah,
Well, that's
we wouldn't
not,
need
that's
to go
neither
back.
here nor there.
Ever.
That's not, you know, that's not as important, I think. But that's
hey,
just my opinion.
The clutch was pretty
What
like
do I know?
after we screwed up for a while, the end of that game is pretty sick because Wyatt ends up just having to play without Jug. He's like training a bunch of zombies, and then we were all underneath and we had to start filling up the pillars for the last step of the Easter egg, like the 4 little pillars around the pyramid. And then after, like, Wyatt had all the zombies on him, so he just had to come through the top, pouring down with zombies all on top of our heads, and we cleaned up and we held off pretty good, and that was a fun one to finish off there.
Honestly, I agree.
I've heard some say that my heroics without Juggernog to get all the zombies down to the bottom was actually quite incredible. And
Well,
I
the
did, I
reason that
want
you
people
were
to know
up
I
there
didn't say
was-
that.
I don't know who said
There's
that.
just so many reasons.
I think
like,
it was a little over the
Well,
top.
hold on,
Whoever said
hold on.
that.
The reason
but-
you were up there was because we were worried if you came down with us,
You would
we would
die.
all be there and you'd have no Jug and you would die. But
Good
then the
thing I
problem
didn't.
was with you above us, all the zombies just went to you for some reason instead of us.
Yeah, and then I showed off a lot of what the media calls heroics.
There was
I
a-
don't call it that.
I remember there being like a really
Um,
clutch, even like a thing, like what's it called, death machine. Like I remember like there was
There
one
was a
moment where
clutch
like
death
we were
machine. There
running out of
was.
ammo, we were struggling. Like we did, like I think someone had no packed weapons at this point because we had to keep buying wall guns, and then Wyatt got the death machine like up there with me, and that kept him alive for a while. So
Yeah,
Moon was clutch, but Moon didn't have to be clutch.
Moon didn't have to be
didn't have-
clutch.
That's the thing.
I should have known
Pressed
that
up
you
on
could.
the D-pad.
Yeah.
If you want to put it in that simple of a term, you can.
Yes.
I won't. I will
And it should have
say.
been obvious because the moment you spawn in on Moon, you're in space and you put the helmet on. So
Right,
like
pressing up on the
naturally,
D-pad.
if you take it off, that doesn't mean you like threw it away. You could
Yeah, no,
just
but like
put it
my
back
thought
on.
process was like, because on Moon, when you grab it, you click square, then you put it on. But I've never taken it off. Like, there's no reason to, right? So I never thought
you take it off
would.
when you're inside, so you could
Yeah, but you don't need
hear
to though.
stuff. Yeah, you don't need to, but you
The f-
can.
That's why I never knew it, because I just never took it off unless I grabbed the hacker, and then I would just grab a new one and put it on.
The funny thing is, I hadn't played zombies in so long, and I think I was playing keyboard and mouse for that, or even if I was on controller, I kept fat fingering the button to take it off because I'd pressed the wrong button. I just put it back on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
But
I'm very happy that you knew that.
we got a lot
'cause
of
I did not.
maps here. I think we keep it rolling.
Okay, so up to this point, we had neither a hitch. Well, I guess we kind of did because I
But
A
we
hitch,
still
but
died.
first try. First
Still
try.
beat them all first try.
we
first
still
try.
beat them all first try, and then
That's
so
all
we're
of
like,
BO1.
all right, we're doing great. It is time to go to the infamous Black Ops 2. This should be a breeze. This should be easy. This should be great. Then we clicked on transit.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think any of us were excited to do transit. I think we were
Transit?
all dreading it.
fucking sucks.
It sucks.
It's
That
awful.
map is terrible. Before we had
Garbage.
started transit, I had said so many times, this map has potential. There was a
No.
few things that went wrong. You know, they could
Nope.
make this better. I never want to see anything from transit ever again, which I think is already wrong because Black Ops 6, I'm almost positive they're teasing like a transit return.
Yes, they are.
But we go to transit and we failed. And then we failed again. And then we failed again. And then we failed again. Jayhawk, how many times was it?
6 tries. It was 6 tries.
Six
You guys got
tries?
it on.
So 5 fails.
5 fails.
5 fails. We had 5 fails. One of them was super unfortunate because a man who is not on this show, but he is definitely a big part of the Zombies crew, Connor, he did not have the grenade button bound to...
He plays M&K.
He plays
on
M&K.
Zombies.
Yeah,
on Zombies,
MK's got
and,
me and Connor screwed over a couple times.
Yeah, we did not have the button bound to throw the grenade to catch the electric guy, and that one went up in flames pretty quick.
So
Yeah, so
just some explanation too as to why we were failing. For anyone who doesn't know on transit, basically you have to turn the power on and unleash the Avogadro, the electric guy, and then depending on which route you go, we went the shorter route, so you have to then turn the power off, and then you got to go do this thing out in this cornfield, and you got to wait till there's like a lightning storm, and then he'll maybe spawn, and when he does, you got to lure him underneath this phone tower and throw a nade at him to electrocute him. We did all that, and Connor didn't have the button bound, and he's the only one with the nade, so we failed.
And you guys can't get perks because the map's so big. It would like.
And at
be a
this
waste
time-
to
We didn't
know
get
that yet,
perks.
though.
At this time, we
didn't know
didn't
that.
know. So we were buying perks, wasting money, making
Yeah.
sure we were perked up, and then turning off the power, not realizing that the perks weren't working. And I
Oh, okay.
was saying to people, I was like, dude, I'm getting hit twice and dying. And we thought, because we're all in different areas, we
High
thought there was a
ping.
ping difference. So
Yeah.
that's why we were going down. And I was like, I don't know if it's a ping difference because I'm literally getting hit 2 times and dying, but we just didn't know. And so when you
'Cause,
turn
like,
the
what other
power
map
off,
do you
it's-
turn the power off? You know?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like know that.
So the 6th try was another try where it looked like all bets were off. Things were going to go terribly. We were going to fail once again until I stepped up and made quite possibly one of the greatest and most clutch throws that we've ever seen. And I'm talking not just in zombies. I'm talking in all sports. I'm talking Olympics. I'm talking shot put. I'm talking anything. One of the greatest throws you'll ever see to save a run. And I'm not a guy who likes to toot my own horn, you know,
Yeah, you
like
are.
that's not me.
Yes,
that's
you
not
are.
who I am.
Yes,
I
that
wouldn't.
is
I'm not
definitely
that. I'm not that kind of guy.
You are that guy.
I'm
Pal.
very grounded. I'm very humble in what I
don't know
am.
about that.
No.
I like to stay on the ground. My head doesn't get too big. But I have to be honest that this was the greatest throw we've ever seen. But there was only one person who wouldn't give me the credit for the throw, and that was Mr. Jayhawk. Because I don't know what his problem is with me. He doesn't want to give me credit. He doesn't want to give me the credit I deserve for the throw.
You just wanted me to glaze you. Like that's
I didn't
all
want you to
wanted.
glaze.
Yes,
You
you
heard.
did.
You wanted,
I wanted
to be glazer.
some credit. You said it's a fine
Everybody
throw.
just heard how much you glazed yourself, how much you're
That
no,
is
I'm,
crazy.
I was
off,
talking about how
and you
humble I
wanted
was.
me to replicate that.
I just wanted you to say you kept saying it was a fine
You
throw.
wanted me
It
to suck your
saved the
dick.
Easter egg run.
Yeah, you wanted him to hold your balls.
It
and suck
saved
your
the
dick,
Easter
which
egg
is
run.
crazy.
First
It
off,
saved
okay,
it.
hold on. I explained the whole process of what you have to do to everybody, right? You got to get the nade, you got to wait for Avogadro, come on. He has to spawn in, and then he has to teleport under the tower. You throw the nade, it kills him. You've done that step, right? He spawns, and Wyatt starts panicking. There is a clip of this, okay? Wyatt starts panicking.
I have
Now, the roles were Connor and Kyle are going to go place their turbines in the corner because that's part of the step. You got to place 2 turbines in the corner, which means me and Kyle were watching one direction. Connor and Wyatt are watching the other direction. So while naturally Kyle and Connor go place their turbines, that leaves me and Wyatt to watch said directions. I am still watching my direction. When he spawns, they go to their corners. Wyatt stops watching his direction and immediately is like, I have to focus in case he teleports in here. But we failed this 5 times at this point, so we know he doesn't instantly teleport in here. When we failed with Connor, it took him like 30 seconds to actually get in there. So clearly you were not good under pressure. You were a little nervous, you know?
I don't know.
So he stops watching his direction. all of a sudden I go down because from behind the direction he's supposed to be watching, a zombie just walks in and kills me. Okay. And the whole time Wyatt is shooting his ray gun. He didn't know about the helmet thing. Wyatt also doesn't realize at this point that the ray gun is splash damage and you shoot their feet, not their crotch where he's aiming at and missing because he's like shooting behind them because it's not hit scan.
Shooting through them, actually.
I have okay.
You missed 8 shots that we counted in the video. You can show the video if you want.
You can show the
No,
video.
I'm
Show
going
the
to
video.
plug in the video.
especially,
right after
especially the heavily edited one.
after
Show the
after
edit.
your explanation. Are
Okay.
you done with your explanation?
No.
Okay.
So then all of a sudden, I go down. Then I think, was it Kyle ran over to try and save me? Kyle gets one shot by Avogadro.
It's actually the
Electrified.
I get
funny
Kyle's
as
obliterated.
fucking.
Fucked on.
Yeah.
It's
He just
funny.
He just fucking shoots the beam out. And I just
see the-
insta die. I'm like,
Kyle
"Fuck."
starts running, and you just see the fucking electricity in his character falling back at the exact same time.
Yeah, I just
And
get
so-
fucked.
Cinema.
As you can imagine, we failed 5 times. I start to panic because I'm on the ground. Kyle's dead. I don't know what Wyatt's doing, but we got Connor.
Saving us.
Connor runs. Well, hold on. You want to talk about saving us? Connor runs over. He revives me.
Jay's going, revive me, revive me, revive me.
Connor revives me. Okay. The moment that I get up, I sprint towards Wyatt, thinking that Wyatt might go down and he needs to get revived. So I'm like dead set on. We got to keep Wyatt alive. He's got the EMPs. Wyatt, Avogadro is outside of the place we need him to be. He's in the cornfield, and Wyatt sees a zombie coming towards him. And instead of shooting the zombie, which for the record, there was another zombie in front of that one, but me downed on the ground killed that one to ensure that he didn't die. Instead of killing the second zombie himself, because I'm getting revived and now I can't see and blah, 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 so I can't shoot the second one, Wyatt decides to throw the EMP. Once again, the moment he clicks the button, Avogadro is not inside the fence that we need him to be. But
Irrelevant.
randomly, right when he throws it, Avogadro begins to teleport after he clicked the throw button.
What do we call that?
And right before the thing goes off, Avogadro teleports inside and it works. And Wyatt manages to hit him. Put him down, boys. Oh,
So-
shoot. Revive me.
I got him.
No, I'm dead. Dude, he literally just one-shot me. What the fuck?
We
You
did
got
it.
him. You got him.
No, we didn't do it, dude. You did it too early. He wasn't in here. No.
Yeah, he was definitely in
Hold on,
here.
revive. All right. Well, there's another
Damn,
step
damn.
I forgot. There's another step.
Thank you.
So the greatest throw, according to him, that we've ever
Thank
seen,
you.
the greatest throw we've ever seen was pure luck.
That was pure
On
luck.
top of-
Hold on.
Well, like Wyatt, the
Wyatt did go
EMP
down, by the
nade-
way.
Yeah,
He went
yeah,
down.
Yeah, it was,
Immediately
and then he
after.
starts going. I think I got it. The EMP nade Wyatt doesn't even go in the area that you guys are supposed to.
Yeah.
The radius is huge. It went
Listen,
outside
That
the
thing-
area.
Was in the cornfield gone.
listen. You guys just want to discredit a
I've,
man.
No, I've gassed you up
who
on this
had his moment.
several times. It's on recording.
And-
I've given you your flowers. It's just kind of funny.
And in the clip,
Listen.
you hear I sound dejected because I'm like, I don't think we got it. Because when I was getting revived, I see Avogadro outside the cornfield. And when I immediately get up and start sprinting, I hear that Wyatt had thrown the thing. And I'm thinking he never teleported in because it literally was a split second that he showed up and then got hit by the EMP. So I'm like,
Next level
I don't
throw.
know. I think that we didn't get it. I think we failed. We're going to have to start over. I don't know if he spawns back after you hit him with an EMP and you just got to do it again, like how long it's going to take. So blah, blah, blah. We just have to start over. Turns out it worked because there was only one more step we had to do. We just did it to see and it worked. So it
All right,
did
I'll
work.
tell-
The throw did work, but
I'll tell my side.
the decision making was questionable.
I'll tell my side.
And then I was
Listen,
asked to glaze him immediately after.
not glaze. Just
and
give
I
me
said-
credit where credit is due.
Once again, he's saying, give me credit, but he's calling it the greatest throw ever. I said it was a fine throw.
it saved our life.
To be fair, of all throws right now, physical throws,
Sure.
I guess there isn't a better one because there hasn't been
No, there is.
someone to throw something.
There are definitely better throws than that.
Did we have to throw?
I had
The
a
throw part
catch.
two.
You had to throw physical object like in the game, like we've thrown something.
No, he said it's not just the greatest throw in zombies. He said just in general. That's what he said.
Okay,
At the
what if
beginning,
I
at the
okay, what
beginning
if
of
I
this
minimized
segment,
it
that's
to
what he
our
said.
what if I minimized it to our zombies run?
Possibly. That's it.
I can't think
What
of
was
like
that
another
face?
throw.
I can't think
'Cause,
of
like,
any other
another
throws, so by
toss,
like
so, like,
default,
toss.
I guess.
If
Okay,
you
there
want
we
to
go.
talk
That's the
about
credit.
best clutches,
That's the credit I wanted.
You want to talk about best clutches though? No, I don't think. I don't think. It's
Listen,
best clutches.
listen.
Best clutches is Connor clutching up and making sure we didn't die there. Because even if that throw
I've
works,
always said
if
Connor's
we die there, we
MVP.
don't complete the Easter egg.
So
That's
here's the
very true.
thing. I've always said Connor is the MVP of that Easter egg run because he goes
No,
and
don't
he
say
revives.
you've always said that. It took me arguing with you
I've
for like an
always said
hour
that.
for you
I
to
think
give
there
him
was
his credit.
about 24 hours. And
I've
then you claimed
always said that. Here's the
No,
thing,
no,
though.
no, no.
That's
Here's
crazy.
the thing
You
about
were
the
so
throw.
focused on sucking your own dick for 24 hours that Connor got none of it.
Listen. Here's what
Connor
I
got
know.
no
Zero
glaze.
suckage.
He got no
Zero
glaze.
suckage.
I've given Connor suckage. I don't know what
Dry
you guys
dick.
are saying.
it.
I've
Dry
given
dick
Connor so
for
much suck.
24
That's
hours.
crazy.
You guys
That
always
man's
say I don't
dick
give
was not
Connor
wet.
suck. I
Here's the
gave
thing
Connor
with when
suckage.
you go, Connor clutched up, but the throw. It's always the but the throw. It can't just be
Because you
Connor.
can't have one without the other. Because we're probably still trying to get that
Yes,
Easter
you
egg
can.
done if I
Here's
don't
the
throw.
thing. Here's the thing. If you don't do the throw when you did, and you just instead kill the zombie right in front of you, wait for him to teleport, then throw, not like you don't ever go down.
The moment doesn't get as heightened. You know,
And
So
exactly.
you have to
Guess
have
what?
the adversity to
Guess
have
what?
the moment.
I have now heard this story on, I think, 10 separate occasions. I wasn't in this game, and I can recite both sides of the story word for word. I think that makes it a good story. We wouldn't have that
It's a
if,
great
if
story.
Wyatt
Very
did.
It's a
true.
fantastic
If
story.
Wyatt killed
I
that
think we can
zombie,
all
we don't have
agree.
this
I just
story.
want to say too.
I think we can all agree it was
that
a great
Wyatt's
story.
First ever public telling of this story, he started it off by saying, "Sometimes you need to get yourself better friends." That's how
That
he
is
started it off,
crazy.
and he's
Yeah,
talking about
because
me.
That's
you're
crazy.
giving
He's
me
throwing
no
me under the
credit.
bus.
You're giving me no credit.
It's a fine throw.
You
I
didn't
let
get
him-
That's
I
yourself
let him-
credit.
It's a
I
great
let him
throw.
do it too. Here, I'm not letting him get away with it, but I did let him get away with
Okay,
it on the
so
Apex.
That's great.
here's what I'm gonna say about my throw. The ray gun thing. I think there's a problem with the port from Black Ops 2
No, you
to
have to
PC.
shoot their feet.
No,
It's
no,
splash
no.
damage.
I think
Everybody
that-
knows
I think-
that.
I think the shot's a little off to the left a tad, and I
Show
just
the
haven't.
clip. It's
I haven't-
embarrassing how you missed.
I haven't adjusted for that yet, and that's because I was so elite when I was on the
I
previous
had the ray gun
consoles.
the entire time we did buried. I know that there's nothing
I
wrong
was
with
so
support.
also I'm
Shoot
not
the
a
feet.
wonder weapon guy. I'm a
That's-
meat and potatoes kind of
It's
guy.
the ray gun.
I'm
It's
a
on
wall
every
weapon
map.
kind of guy, which some would say is more impressive. I'm not saying that. Others would, and I don't
No,
agree with
others
those
wouldn't
others.
say that.
I don't agree with those others.
What
but
comes after
others have said.
transit? Is it buried?
No, we'll get.
No, it's
no,
Die
we have
Rise.
Die
Die
Rise,
Rise, yeah, go
which
to
was
Die
the
Rise.
most
Let's hear about Die
unforgettable.
Rise.
Let's
I
move to
wasn't
Die
there.
Rise.
Yeah, I wasn't
Hold on,
there
let
for
me.
Die Rise.
Well, I got to
Let him
put the
finish his
clip in
talk on the
first.
throw. Let him
I
finish his
gotta I gotta put the clip in as well. But yeah, so I threw it at the right moment. We got it. It was done. You can see the little guy float up into the air. Me and Connor both said we got it. Jayhawk was so dejected and down.
Once
Which, by the
again-
way, Jayhawk attitude problem when he feels like
again,
we're not doing well.
If I recorded my POV,
Yeah.
here's the thing. From my POV, here's the reason I thought we didn't get it. Because from my POV, I saw him outside, but then when I turned my character to defend you, I can't see him anymore. And then I'm getting res, so I can't turn anymore. And I instantly ran to pick you up because you got down. So
Listen.
I'm like, I never once saw him teleport in.
Here's what I'll do. Okay,
'Cause I wasn't
I'll
looking
let
that
the
direction.
throw will do the talking. You can make up your own mind about the throw. Whatever the decision is, it don't matter because it was the greatest story so far. Actually,
Yeah.
is it? Do you
Yeah,
guys-
it's
think
the
it was the
story we've
greatest
talked
story?
about.
No, I
It's the
think-
story we've talked about the most.
I think-
fucking.
I think the
Buried
most
comes
recent
close.
one,
Shadows of Evil was a
I think
great
Shadows
story.
is better, actually.
We'll get to that one.
because that one we actually were in a very dire situation.
We were in a dire
We were
situation,
stressed. We were
and we had a
stressed in
savior,
Shadows.
a 5'5" savior who came from nowhere.
Okay, I don't think his height had to be brought up. Okay,
I didn't even know his height. I've never met him in person.
Well, now you know.
Now you
Brian
know.
is short as hell.
Brian is short as hell.
Okay, so moving off of the throw and transit, finally, after a long time, we had conquered the beast that was
Six
transit.
attempts.
6 attempts, and we
Is that our
moved
highest
on
attempts?
to
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
and we moved on to Die Rise, which I'm going to be honest with you guys. is extremely forgettable. I don't remember much of Die Rise. I don't know if you guys do. I have no stories with Die Rise.
Here's the only thing I remember about Die Rise is number one, it took us 2 attempts, and the reason was because we saved money in the bank, and to just speed up Die Rise because the map sucks, we were just going to go straight to the bank and then withdraw it and then buy everything else that we needed. And the reason that we had to do 2 attempts is because Wyatt ran the other way off a
There's a
cliff that you
narrative
can't
here.
come back from, which means that we would have had to gone the other way, which would have taken way longer to get to the bank. So then we had to die and restart and go a second try.
See, the thing is, Jayhawk, when he gets into the zombies mode, he's just he hates. He just yells at you, tells you
No,
you're
no, no.
ugly. Just like I
It
messed
was,
up.
no, it was because you picked up the fucking key and left the fucking
It was
part.
I went the wrong way. I dropped down the wrong direction because I thought we were going the other direction. Mind
Oh,
you,
that's
it's like
right.
1 a.m, so it's late. My bad. And then we restarted and we
give
got
me a
it.
break on this one. I've done like most of these Easter eggs at 3 a.m.
I'm
That's
a
very
first
true.
time Easter egg guy. I've never been an Easter egg guy till this
Same.
recent run.
Same.
Just to be clear, and I think that everybody can attest to this, I feel like I tend to be very clear in my directions. And on that one, we literally just played an entire buried game to save up money to put into the bank so we could go withdraw it so that we could then immediately go to the bank. And I felt like it was pretty clear that for the last 30 minutes, we are saving money to go to the bank. And you went the
I have a
other
target
way.
on my back. I have
immediately.
to accept that I have a target
You
on my
guys also
back.
decided to do all that shit the same night you finished
Yeah,
transit.
we-
I don't
and
know
We
what
shouldn't
the
have done
fuck
that.
you
We
guys
shouldn't have done
did.
that. That was a bad decision.
That's
We
the
shouldn't have done
problem.
That was a good idea. That was a
That-
good idea because we just wanted to get it over with.
It was
Yeah.
very
It
forgettable.
did only take you 8 rounds.
Die
Yeah,
Rise
it
was
was
ass, too.
it was very forgettable. It was very boring. You
It
get
took a long
basically
time, though.
nothing from it. It just sucked. Like that map. That was another map I thought had a lot of potential. It doesn't. It sucks.
Ass.
Oh shit.
So then we finish Die Rise. After we finish Die Rise, we move on to
Fucking Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead.
Yikes.
That was a good one.
I don't
That
like
was a good one.
Go
I
to
don't like the
map.
way Mob of the Dead ended, but
I
Yeah,
think
Mob
that
of the
one
Dead ended in a terrible.
Wait, it did? I don't remember that.
you don't remember how Mob of the Dead ended? That's crazy.
All right,
Oh,
shame. I
really?
guess
Okay,
we go
let's
to Barry.
move on. Buried. Let's go to Buried.
I remember how Mob of the Dead ended. So, as you guys can see, there's a target on my back in this show. And as we were moving along throughout the entire Easter egg, actually, before we started the Easter egg, Jayhawk was like, I hope Wyatt is Weasel, because if he is, we're all going to beat his ass when we get to the end of this
I
Easter
don't
egg
remember
here.
that. I remember that comment.
No,
And
I
then
do
I
remember
heard
that.
it
I
1,000
didn't say
times.
that.
Oh my God. We got to get. They even prolonged the ending of the Easter egg to get better weapons to kick my ass. Little did they know, they weren't going to get close. We get to the final step of the Easter egg. We get in there. I see Kyle running around the corner. I don't think he knew that I was me. And
I didn't know where he was.
Nope.
I destroyed him. It
Let's
was
give some
immediate.
context. On this Easter egg, you're 4 prisoners and you're trying to escape Alcatraz. And there's this escape plan, but it goes wrong. And so the 3 other prisoners are going to turn against the Weasel. And whoever plays as Weasel at the end, the last step is you go back to the Golden Gate Bridge, which is you're on the plane, you're trying to escape, you crash into it. And now the Weasel has the opportunity to kill the other 3, and the other 3 have to kill the Weasel. The only difference is the Weasel has like super armor. I don't know how much health they give the Weasel, but because it's a
Wow.
1v3. And I didn't remember this at the time. The Weasel teleports because all 4 of you spawn in the same spot, but the Weasel like teleports to a different side of the map. And so I thought you would spawn right next to us, and then you just weren't there, so none of us knew where you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And Kyle-
look to my left and go to shoot Kyle. And what are the guys on the map? Brutus? What do they call on that map?
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch of those guys spawned
Yeah.
too, which I was running from.
Yeah,
one
like
of them
3 of them
Yeah.
spawned. I look to my left. Kyle just gets fucked by one immediately.
immediately.
I turn to my right, go to shoot. I'm like, oh, there he is. I shoot Jayhawk. Then I see Jayhawk die, and then Wyatt teleported to like right in front of the pack-a-punch, where he's able to pack-a-punch his weapon as we were dealing with all this shit, and like we didn't ever have a chance. to see. And obviously, he knows any other person than him is like he needs to kill. We don't know who's who.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I did not think I was going to get the chance to pack a punch, and when I did, I was like, "Holy
It
shit!"
teleported you right in front of
I'm
him.
going to win
Yeah.
this thing. I'm
When
winning
you
this thing.
rewatch my POV, you see I can see Wyatt like spawn in and run straight to pack a punch. But the thing is like the screen shaking from the Brutus, like you're kind of don't know what's going on. I'm trying to look for him. I look to my left, look to my right, and he just deleted us with the SMG. Like we don't have any HP compared to him.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy, bro.
Weasel will have increased health, by the way.
Fuck. Did the sound go out for everyone else?
Yeah.
Playing a song.
Yeah.
Revive yourself?
Yeah,
Okay. Revived.
we
Okay.
did it.
Wait, do we fight now? The fight
Yeah.
on? Fucking Brutus. Oh god. That's Jake.
Alright, over here.
No, he fucking got me. He actually gonna do it.
Oh, yes! Yes! Let's go! Let's go!
Dude, I didn't even know where he was. I turned around because I was shooting Brutus.
Yeah, he fucking
Yeah,
You guys literally let me walk up and pack a punch my fucking Uzi. How'd you guys not see me run to the pack a punch machine?
my screen was shaking so much from two Brutuses being on me. I well, like,
Let's
you already know
go.
So I finished it off. It's no big deal. I don't need to talk about it too much. It's, you know,
I think it was just lucky.
I wouldn't say that because like 3 versus 1. That's
More
like
preparation.
I
next time.
never did it before, so
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
ran
same.
that back, we'd kick your ass.
Exactly.
I'm not so sure.
You were the only one with pack punch guns, which
I
was
packed them
intentional,
right when we got there.
But the
I know, but
reason
you're
that
the
you were
only
the
one who had 'em.
only one who had pack punch guns was because
You guys had the wonder weapon. What are you talking about?
Didn't you have it too?
No, I had it.
No.
I had it.
But you can
And
do
then-
two of them. I'm
I
pretty
know
sure
I
Wyatt
had
had
it,
too.
and then
I
you
didn't use
did,
it though.
'cause
I'm pretty sure
Wyatt-
Wyatt had
you
the
did
first
have
one.
it though, didn't you?
Here's
I don't
here's
think
the
I used
reason.
it.
No. Here's the reason that I'm
No,
pretty
because
sure he
Wyatt
had
always
it.
talks about how much he likes that fucking Wonder Weapon.
Because you have to pack a punch that for the Easter egg, and Wyatt was the one that we were forcing money to in order for him to pack a punch that.
Didn't
thing.
use it though.
So you were the only one that had pack a punch weapons and money for pack a punch because of that.
Didn't use it though. That's the thing.
But you did at the
and then he
very
No.
cries
end.
that
No.
we
Kill us.
stalked.
You
up
pack a
on,
punch your SMG.
See, I have a target on my back at all times. Even when I win, I lose. I can't win nothing here. I just have
Okay,
a gigantic
well,
target
well,
on my
when
back.
we get to buried, people will understand. When we get to buried, people will understand.
All right. That's Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the
Great
Dead's
map.
over.
Goated map.
Yeah, good.
Just
map.
know
that
that
one
I
we
took
did
the
first
3v1.
try. First try.
Buried.
First
is
try, we're
different.
like, hey, we're back. We're good.
Yeah.
We end Mob of the Dead.
At this
and,
rate, I'd like
at
to,
this
I'd like
point-
everyone to know. At this rate, I'm 1 for 1 on every single
Okay,
Easter egg I've done.
This guy.
So we're feeling good. We're feeling great. And what we decide to do is we're like, okay, all right, let's go to bed. And Jayhawk goes, no, listen, we could do buried tonight. You guys
We
wanted
did
you
do
buried
in the same night. didn't we?
tonight?
Yep, we did.
We
do
did.
buried in
You
the
want to
same
do
night.
buried tonight? And Jumba goes, I don't want to be up super late. Jumba's East Coast. We are West Coast, or me and Kyle are West Coast. Jayhawk, you're Central.
He's central.
Central.
So like
Central.
only 1 hour behind.
1
you.
hour behind. So I'm thinking to myself, I got all the time in the world, but I know Jumba's. he's
I
East
said
Coast.
to I said to Jay, I think I specifically said, I don't want to be here for 3 hours. And he said, we haven't taken 3 hours on a single Easter egg at this point. We'll be fine.
And then Jayhawk read off all the steps. He's like, all of these are super, super easy. We'll be done in like an hour and a half tops. We're like, all right, fine, let's do it.
2 hours
In
and
my
30 minutes
defense,
Too
later.
buried.
In my defense, the steps are simple. It was just a skill issue on all of our
There were
parts.
skill
Oh,
issues. Yeah,
okay,
there were
alright.
skill issues.
Not,
No,
no,
it
I'm not
wasn't
even.
all of
I'm not
ours.
even talking about the ending too. I'm talking
Yeah.
about like on all of our
that
parts.
middle
there was
step.
The orb.
But
The
even the
orb
middle
step.
step, there was. Well, let's explain. Okay, so on buried, the first step that really screwed us up is you have to get the time bomb. I'm the one who has the time bomb. Then you have to go knife these like 3 signs. When you knife the third one, this electric orb spawns, and you have to run it along this very specific track through the map and then it goes to this like noose where it electrifies part of it, right? And then you got to do it again by clicking the time bomb, do it a second time. Here's the issue, is that orb will expire unless it runs through alive, I guess, like, you know, running zombies' bodies. So you have to train zombies in certain areas to run the orb through them, past them, and keep it going along the track. Otherwise, it'll die. So we tried it, I don't know how many times, and we just kept failing because we didn't have enough zombies the first couple times. And like we kept running into little issues like that where the orb would just die along the track.
Yeah, like not knowing the path was a big common thing. Yeah, or like just like not knowing the path and like where like we think we'd be okay, but then it just wouldn't be.
And so here's where the first skill issue came that was severely losing us time, is when we would fail that first time, and this is on me too, because I was being dumb and not realizing this. I would call for us to have to play for a max ammo so I could get another time bomb. But here's the thing. I already placed the time bomb on the ground, and we don't have to get another one because we can just do the electrified orb step again, and it'll take us back to before we did it, which is all you have to do. So we could have literally just retried it immediately without having to play for a max ammo. And we played for a max ammo probably like 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
Because we kept failing, which added probably an hour onto our time.
It added so much time, and that wasn't even the longest step.
Yeah.
Because then
that step was pretty long. No, that step took
was
like
hella
that step
long.
because when we by the time we got both
because
orbs
of that issue.
Yeah, because once we got both orbs, it took that step took about an hour.
But you think it was longer than the final step?
They're about equal. They both took about an hour. I will say I need to throw out, if Wyatt's gonna have his moment to talk about how good his throw was. I'm not saying this is the best clutch, but in the time that we got the first orb, I had to train the zombies for the first area, and I'm like pulling them around, and the orb goes through, like it's right underneath like this ledge, and the orb comes down. It goes left, it goes through, and then it loops back, and then goes up these stairs. And so I was training the zombies, and I saw them break off and start chasing Jay, and they were gonna cut him off from getting to the stairs that he needed to get to. So I just tossed myself into the zombies and pulled them all back onto me. I go down, I die, but I know once we do the time bomb, I'm going to get back up. So we don't have too many zombies we're dealing with here, Jay?
If you got too big of a horde, yes.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it. Okay. I knifed it.
Tell me when you're doing it. Tell me when you're doing it.
It's coming. And I have a zombie with me, so it's a little more juiced. I'm entering speed cola now. I'm moving towards the drop right now. We're dropping.
I'm pulling him away.
Yeah, pull him away.
Anyone gonna step in here?
Going around. Now we're going to
I'm gonna go down for it, I think.
That's okay.
It's
okay.
fine.
We're gonna reverse time.
We're gonna go back.
I honestly, I did it to just kind of body block the zombies.
That's great. Hey, you know, we did it. I'm coming towards the barn, Kyle. I'm coming towards the barn.
I just thought it was a nice, very sacrificial moment. That was the first time we got the first orb up. I had to die for it.
It was
and I
a
do that.
heroic
I will
clutch.
die for it.
It was great. It was
if
great.
I'm not with
Also,
you,
I want
it
to throw
will
out
keep
there,
going,
since
so.
Wyatt also got to talk about his throw. He also shot Cletus once.
We're getting to that.
Well,
We're
speaking
getting
of
to that.
which, the final step is that you have to. There's 4 separate target practice areas, and you all have to split up, and you've got to do your individual target practice. Okay. You can miss bullets, but you have to hit every single target before they drop. So like 1 will appear, then it'll go down, then like 2 will appear, then they'll go down. It's like a timed thing. It's the same rhythm of the targets every single time. And there's 4 separate ones. They all have a certain number, and they're on
About
random
20
spots.
each. It's anywhere between 19 to 21.
And on the map, there's the NPC who helps you, Cletus, aka Arthur, aka
Or
Leroy,
Leroy.
who one of his abilities is he can pick up a crawler and hold him for you, and it makes that step go by way faster because then you can just pick up a crawler and focus on the targets without having to do anything else. And so we're trying to do that, and then Wyatt, what was the first time he killed it?
The first thing is I want to start off with this is Wyatt tells us I don't think he holds the crawler indefinitely. Like I think that the crawler may die in his hands, and I have a feeling that Wyatt knew that he actually does hold it forever.
He does,
but he just wanted to let us know that in case he fucked up, and then he could blame it on the game because we weren't aware of that.
Yeah.
We weren't aware of that. That's the first thing that happened. The first time he shot it was I don't remember exactly, but I think you
I
were
didn't
like
shoot
near
it.
it and you decided to punch him with
No,
Galva Knuckles? Is that
So-
Explain
how it
yourself.
hold
Explain
on.
yourself.
Oh, what the? He just killed the crawler.
went? No fucking way.
Okay,
Oh
play
my
around.
God.
Play around.
Fuck.
Can make a crawler this round.
Oh my God, Cletus.
It's fine. We're okay.
We're insta kill.
Hold on. Okay, so I was feeling rushed, and
Rushed?
I was like, I need to get Cletus to an area quickly. I had forgotten that during the one step that we were stuck on for a while, that I had bought Galvanook. Actually, the step where you have to go into the witch's house and you have to read off the little bells. If you buy Galvanuckles, you can hit the witches every single time and they die one hit, no matter what. And it makes it really easy because you don't have to worry about ammo and you can talk to your guys about trying to hit the bells in the correct order. So I had Galvanuckles, but I forgot because I hadn't used them so long. So I was trying to get Cletus to run, because if you knife him, he runs to wherever you need him to go. And I tried to knife him, forgetting I had Galvanuckles, so I punched him, and he dropped the crawler, and the round ended. And
I don't think the Galva Knuckles matter, you know? I watched it back, and once you punch him, he doesn't drop the crawler. He picks the crawler up and slams him to the ground and kills it.
well,
I think
that's
if you knifed him, the
semantics.
same shit would have happened. If
Semantics.
you knifed him, the same shit would have happened.
And then the second time, you know, I do
Well,
carry
first off-
the
first off,
legend.
Let the record show that Wyatt blamed Cletus for this.
did.
Wyatt said
Twice.
I blame Cletus for both of
Wyatt
these.
did not
things
say
coming
that
up.
he knifed him. Wyatt said Cletus killed the crawler. I can't believe he did that. Screw Cletus. There was a lot of expletives being thrown.
Yes.
And
Why the
Cletus
fuck
was
did
the
that
one
happen?
being blamed for this.
We're also trying to figure out like how to do these targets. We're all watching videos to make sure that like, are we making sure we're not missing a target? Maybe there's something we think we're hitting them all. We're not. We're blaming Kyle for missing a lot of stuff. We're going deep right now. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Skill issue on my
And now
part.
we gotta
we'll
play.
say.
No. I
Well,
actually
hold
don't
on.
think it was your
Let's
fault,
get-
Kyle. We're gonna get there. We're
Let's
gonna
save
get there.
that for the end. Let's save that for the
Yeah.
end. What happened the second time with Cletus?
So here's what I'll say about the first time. The first time I did say to Jumba, I was like, I actually did try to knife him, but I don't think that makes him drop the crawler. And then Jumba goes, yes, it does. And I go, oh, my fault. So I did admit to the first one before the end of the game. The second one, I will fully admit that I
don't even
waited.
think I will be honest. I was tired. I was being a lot more rude. I didn't say yes, it does. I said, why wouldn't
would
it drop
you-
the
yeah,
crawler?
why
I
wouldn't
said,
it drop
why
the crawler?
wouldn't it?
The second one,
I'm pretty sure that admittance came after the second one, if I recall.
maybe. I don't remember.
Because the
for
second
sure.
one, I remember you owned up to what happened.
Yeah. No,
But-
no, I think it came before the second one. The
Yeah,
second one,
I think it was before because I said to him,
Yeah.
I said, why wouldn't you? I said, why are you fucking around with him?
yeah, it came before the second one, but I did say it, and Jumbo was pissed, and I was like, all right, fuck. Anyway, so the second one. Now, we were having trouble with the shooting gallery because we couldn't figure out where we were messing up. Like every round or so, we'd be like, I think I hit all of them. And the only one who was really struggling heavily was Kyle.
Well, hold on. Just to be clear, we only think it's Kyle
we
because
think it's
mine
Kyle.
We think.
mine was hella easy. So like I knew I was hitting all of mine. Jumbo saying he's hitting all yours. You're saying you're hitting all of yours. So we think it's Kyle because Kyle's the only one who's owning up to the fact that he might be missing. The
Yeah.
tough part about this challenge is that it doesn't tell you who misses, and so there's like this paranoia that builds where you just start like blaming everybody else, and like it's a very stressful psychological challenge, honestly.
Very.
Yeah.
It's very stressful.
I end up switching to Kyle's. I was on M and K, which made this like significantly easier. Like
Yeah.
I was
switched
playing
to
controller the whole
Jay's
time.
eventually.
Yeah, and then I switched to Kyle's. Then we still thought we're having trouble, so Kyle switches to Jay's because it's really easy. Jay switches
Yeah.
to mine, and so
But
I'm
before
at
that,
a point.
What
yeah.
happened on the second time with
Well, no,
Cletus?
this is what happened. So I walk over to Jay. I'm explaining to Jay just some few things about
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
keep in mind with the one that I was originally doing, and then Wyatt has his moment.
Yeah, so you know, things happen in these runs. You know, I don't think it's that crazy. These guys are like stuck on it. I have the throw. I also have the drop, which is this. I had my controller sitting on my leg, which I think most gamers know with the DualShock 4 is not a smart decision to make.
Not a great
It's
idea.
not a great decision. And they were watching videos to figure out if they were missing any targets, and they were going over the videos. And because I gave Cletus the candy to get him to hold the crawler, he was following me. So I'm in the church, kind of just sitting there waiting. I'm on my phone while they're just, you know, doing their thing. They're messing around, looking at these videos. I'm on my phone, just like scrolling wherever. And I move my leg, and my controller falls onto the ground and shoots Cletus. And Cletus drops. This is the drop. I
Picks up
drop
the
the
crawler
controller,
again,
picks
slams
up
him
the
to the
crawler,
ground.
slams him into the ground.
Okay.
And then after it's just the one in the windows to shoot fast. This one might confuse you. You'll
Bro.
see my. How does that happen?
All right. Play around.
Fuck!
How
Okay.
did you do that?
It
not
might just
okay.
be some sort of timer or
Wanna
something
go to
where
bed?
it just takes too long. I know, but it's just we get pissed. Like the round's over.
Wait, what just happened?
He fucking killed the
Oh,
crawler. I don't think he's on a fucking timer, dude. I think I was trying to like get him to move with the Galvanuckles, and it fucking kills him.
Are you
Oh.
punching him, bro? Okay.
Well, that's
come on,
usually how I knife him, and then he
No,
moves.
if you're
But
punching with Galvanuckles, you're killing the zombie there.
Yeah, that's on you, dog.
gosh damn it, dude.
You don't need to knife him to move. He'll move if you just run.
No, because you can't get him to run unless you knife him.
Well, he doesn't have to run. I mean, like he'll follow your ass.
It takes fucking forever.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
just
getting
be
a lot of
patient.
zombies spawn on me.
And I have, this is my thought process. I'm being dead serious. My thought process is, it's getting to be midnight for us, almost 1. Jumba, it's almost 4 a.m.
It was 4 a.m. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, we have failed this probably 20 times at this point. And I'm thinking, if I tell him what I just did, he might just be like, I can't keep going. And it was the final step. Like we
Literally
all
the
knew
last
it was
step.
the
Yeah.
final step. And I was like, I do not want to go through this whole thing again. So I need to just pretend like something different
You
happened.
said something to me that like when you told me the truth after, I'm like, your original excuse made me want to quit so much more than what actually happened.
In my head, I did not think that way. So at the time, they see that the round is restarting, which means we have to literally get to a crawler again, give the candy to Cletus, have him hold it, which is more dangerous for us because we're on round 20 something at this point, and we're playing on Barry.
20, 21.
You have no idea how things could go. And what I decide to do is I just go, what the fuck? And I just pretend like I don't know what happens. And then Kyle
And
goes,
blame
what?
Cletus again.
Yeah, he goes, what happens? And then I go, he just fucking killed the crawler again. And then at this point, I've gaslit everyone into thinking that Cletus only holds the crawler for a certain amount of time. And then
I think Jay's right though. I think you blamed Cletus the first time, and then this time you told me you knifed him because that you're like, you know what? I went to knife him to go faster, and that's why I was pissed. Because
No,
like, why
it
the
was
fuck would you
definitely
be fucking with him?
No,
No,
first
there was
time I
something-
definitely told you the first time I knifed him. The second
No,
time I just
no, hold on.
pretended like nothing happened.
Because the first time I explicitly remember I was the one who was like, maybe he only holds him for a certain amount of time because I didn't have that much experience on buried. So
And
I
knowing
didn't
that
know.
I fucked it up,
'Cause,
I
Like,
yeah,
just
literally
didn't say anything.
in the stream clip, because I remember Jump and I went and watched it back afterwards. I said that. I was like, maybe he only holds him for a certain amount of time. That was after the first one. So the first
Yeah.
one you did not own up to.
You didn't own up to it because I remember the next day saying to you, I go, what part of you knifing him made you think I would have wanted to stay longer
I don't
compared to
know.
if you just accidentally like I remember being
I'm
pissed. I was like, dude,
still-
I was gonna leave after that. Like,
I'm pretty sure I owned up to the first one, not at the time, but like later on in the run. But the second one, I waited till we
Maybe.
finished.
No,
But-
100% after you finished, you go. After
the second one.
everything was said and done, you go. I actually shot him. I was
Yeah.
like, you
there's no way we can finish it.
We did it.
Let's go!
We did it.
Let's go!
boys.
Let's go!
I was gonna say that
Oh
one
my
was the most
God.
confident I felt on that. I was like, I've got the rhythm now. I've got
Let's
the rhythm.
fucking go!
I was
All right.
locked in on that one. I was like,
Yep. I was like, I hope they're locked because this is the most locked I've ever been on this thing.
Yeah, I was just fucking
Oh my god. Now that we got it, I need to make a confession. I definitely shot Cletus the second time the crawler died. I fucking shot him. I dropped my controller, but I just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah. So then we play the round. I basically Jumbo goes, "What just happened?" And Jayhawk like comes out of
Jay was, like,
nowhere
trying
and
to
he
be
goes,
consoling.
"It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. We just got to play the next round." And I was like, "Thank God for that."
He said no. He goes, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay. It's I want to. He's like, what are you gonna do about it? I'm like, I want to leave. That's
yeah. So then we play. Finally,
I knew the situation was tense too, so I was like, "We just got to play it, boys. We're
We just
gonna
gotta
play
keep
it.
going.
We got to keep going. This is the last step. We can do this." Like,
So then,
Yeah,
you
rounds
know,
at this
now-
point are
remember-
taking like 15 minutes too.
yeah,
Tensions
rounds-
wasn't
were
supposed
high.
to. Yeah,
Tensions
wasn't
were
supposed to go
fucking
3
high.
hours. We're 3.5 hours deep on this one.
Yep. So then we finally finish it. I'll put that clip in here as well because that was a crazy moment. We finally finish it, and then
was hype.
immediately I admit I was like, I didn't want to say it at the time, but I was the one who shot Cletus. That's why the crawler went away. And then we talked about it. Jumba didn't really stay for too long afterwards because it was
No.
already 4
Left
a.m.
him.
I went straight
Yeah.
to bed.
Yeah.
But there was a conversation that
Yeah,
happened
here's the thing.
with
Yeah,
Jay right
talk-
after I
yep.
left. That happened.
So immediately after Kyle leaves too, it's just me and Wyatt. All right. And I'm sitting there just reminiscing about what just happened, you know. And then once again, I knew that I'm the saloon one. I was nailing every shot. And I started to feel bad for Kyle because I was like, there's no way that Kyle was literally at fault every single time. Like that's just statistically not probable. Especially once I moved over to the one, or which actually I don't know if that was the one he was doing. But anyway, like if someone else was able to figure it out, I don't think that Kyle's like that bad at this specific task that he's messing up every time. So I go, Wyatt, were you actually hitting yours every single time? Like
To be
like,
fair,
like you said you were,
okay.
and he goes, "No, I didn't own up to it a single time."
No.
Kyle, do you need to do mine? Mine's
definitely
like
got,
hella easy.
Like mine.
What is yours?
I'm
Mine's
not
in the
mine.
saloon. It's only 19 of time.
No, there was times I definitely
Fucking
missed.
motherfucker.
No,
Did
but
you know
there
this, Kyle?
You gaslighted me.
No,
Yeah.
You piece
hold
of
on,
shit.
hold on. There were times where I was like, I definitely missed it, but I didn't at the time when I was missing some of them. When I went back and looked, there were times I missed that I didn't know I missed. Like
Yeah,
when I
right.
knifed Cletus and shit, I knew that I had messed up.
Right.
On the gallery one, I thought I was hitting all of them, but there was one in the bottom portion of the mansion that you can't see. And I turned up the brightness all the way for this challenge, and you still can't see the target. You just have to shoot the window and you hear the sound. So
Right,
like
which was the
afterwards-
biggest problem that I kept
Yeah.
reiterating was like, if you think you're hitting all of them, but you're actually maybe missing one, maybe switch so somebody else can try and get it. Because if you're just in that rhythm and you're missing it every time and you don't know it, then we're screwed. But you
Yeah.
literally told me that there were times you knew you missed and did not own up to it.
You waited for
Jumbo
someone
did
else
too.
to
blame
admit.
Kyle.
Jumbo
Wait,
said
wait,
that
wait,
too.
wait,
though.
wait.
No.
But
Mine's
that's-
different. Mine's different. Mine was I went back to go look, and there was times I said I hit all of them, and I didn't know I was missing one. The
That's what
difference
I
was
just
just
said.
like no. I didn't know I missed them. You knew you missed them, and you,
You had
waited for
told
Kyle
me-
to say
You
I
told
just-
me verbatim.
Yeah,
there were times
if
I
Kyle's
knew
gonna
I
take the
missed,
fall first,
and
and,
I
like, and
did
we're
You
not
not own
fucking
up to
sold
it.
me. You
I didn't tell you.
bastard.
Somebody was
Yeah.
like, no, people would be like, who messed up this time? And I would just wait, and Kyle would be like, maybe I did it. And I'd be like, yeah.
Every
yeah.
time I fucked up though, every time I messed up though, and I knew I messed up, I immediately said it. I let you guys reload
Yeah.
your weapons, get reset. I knew I said it, and then as soon as I switched to the one that Kyle was originally doing, no, I was locked. I went like 18 straight on that one. I don't
Yeah,
know how many. I literally
yeah,
went
we
like
would
I
have
can't
those
believe I
ones.
was the fall guy for you.
Yeah,
This is
and
bullshit.
here's the thing: we
Yeah.
would have ones where nobody thought they missed, and we would just go, "Dude, Kyle, come on, bro." And he's like,
Dude, I know.
thought
they
I
were
got
getting
them
mad
all."
at me.
I was.
It was your fucking
Listen,
fault too.
it's not that I wasn't. I was using it as a fall guy. I just wasn't saying anything, which is a
I
good
was
strategy.
the fall
I
guy.
think.
Then.
I just
So
think it's a
Kyle,
good
you
strategy.
didn't know this?
No, I had
That's
no idea
crazy.
that he
Yeah,
did this.
Yeah.
literally,
For
everyone's
the
like,
audience too.
does anybody
we
think-
streamed all of
does-
these? We have video proof. We've saved the VODs too, and I went back the next day watching Wyatt do it, and there are so many attempts he just
No.
completely misses one.
I couldn't go to
It's
sleep.
always the same
I was
one.
sitting in bed 5:30 in the morning. I was watching it still. Like I was like, he missed him. He's literally missing him.
It was always the same one. It was the one in the one window that until I went back and watched like the third time, I was like, oh, I was probably missing this one right here because you can't even see it. Also, to be fair, I did have the most targets, and my final step was 4. It was either 4 or 5, all at the same time. That one was tough.
The problem wasn't that you were missing, which obviously was a problem. It was that because you wouldn't admit to it, you didn't immediately blame Kyle, but you would let us blame Kyle by not owning up to it.
Dude, I was getting all the heat.
When Kyle would think
Listen.
that he hit them all. So we are all basically gaslighting Kyle into thinking he sucks. He is missing every time. So he's looking for targets that probably don't exist because he's hitting them all.
He started this conversation going, yeah, it's on me. Like, I was bad at this.
That's
he
what
wasn't.
I thought.
Like,
Dude, two times, there was 2 times where I was like, I've definitely hit every single one, and we didn't get it. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like immediately, one of the times was Jayhawk was like, Kyle, you got to get it together here, man. I was like, bro, I fucking did it.
Because I'm getting frustrated, and nobody's owning up to anything, and you're the only one that's admitted you had missed in the past. So it's like, Kyle, come on, bro.
If somebody would have been like, Wyatt, are you hitting yours? I would have said, I might be missing one. But nobody said it.
I'm going back to the tape because I guarantee you said, Wyatt, are you hitting them?
Every round when it would go,
I'll let the tape do the talking.
Somebody would go, I hit mine. And then everybody else would go, I hit mine. And then Kyle would be like, I hit mine, but maybe I missed one. It's like, damn it, Kyle.
I shouldn't have said that. I should have just been like, fuck it.
I just use silence.
I think
if
I
somebody
had,
was
I
like,
think I had
who
everyone
missed
on
it,
edge.
I would just be silent. I would just be like,
I think I had everyone on edge.
Because to be honest, I honestly did not know at the time. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm hitting them, but there's probably one I'm missing. But I just didn't know.
There
so I was
probably
just
were
like, I'm just
attempts
gonna be
where
silent.
it wasn't you. I'm not saying it was you every time, but there was definitely attempts where I bet Kyle got them all right, and we gaslit him into thinking he didn't because you wouldn't say anything.
I missed it, bro.
I will say though, maybe it is because of the adversity and everything like that. Buried has been my favorite like Easter egg experience of the wall.
I think that was the funnest one. Yeah.
I think the adversity of it all, when we finally were sitting there and I heard the little fucking Steam notification and I saw it pop in the corner, I saw it like just in a row. We get all the perks. Like, never felt so happy about completing any of these Easter eggs.
That was by far the best feeling.
That one also, and Shadows.
The shooting gallery was awesome. Like that step was cool. Like it was a cool step because like a lot of the Easter eggs, it's always kind of like dumb steps where it's just like, oh, shoot this thing,
cool
knife this thing. Yeah. The steps were really cool on Barrier.
Even the orb step, I think, was actually pretty sick. It was just we were dumb.
But it felt like there was so much like because we struggled so much, it just felt so relieving when we got things right. And we still want to attempt it. We attempted like it was one attempt. It was just like it was long.
It was one attempt.
Like 4 hours.
It was one attempt. It took a long time.
I'm looking at the timestamp of us finishing mob 11:19 p.m. Central Time. And then the time finished us finishing buried 3:28 a.m. So 4 hours
This
and
guy
9
told me
minutes.
I want to know what exactly I said. I don't want to be up for 3 hours. We haven't had a single Easter egg.
It'll never go this long.
Stand by
never go that long.
It'll never
go this long.
The
You're right.
skill issue of the
it
target
wouldn't
practice and the orb, I guarantee if we redid it, we shave off at least an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours if we tried to redo it.
We do forget the step of the bells because the bell step, it didn't take super long, but it was frustrating to figure out. Because first
I feel like we got it pretty quick.
Because I was running out of ammo, and then I was like, oh, I got to get the Galva Knuckles to like punch these witches, and then I can like stay alive here or stay up here longer, and not have to worry about running out of ammo or whatever. Yeah, that there was, but that step. Even that step was fun. Like I wasn't the one doing the bells, but I was the one telling you guys where to go. I think that step was even fun too. Like it just had a lot of fun stuff to it. And then the final one, or actually not the final one, the next one would be Origins. I don't remember too much of this one.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. Origins has become my favorite map ever since we've done this because after we did Buried, we did Origins 3 days later, and across those 3 days, Origins is, in my opinion, where Easter eggs start getting hard, which we did it super easily, but I think the reason we did is because for those 3 days, I was basically playing Origins nonstop, and I gotten to the point where I could do the Easter egg by myself, but there was one step that if anyone's tried Origins solo, is really annoying, and it was taking forever, and I just wasn't going to sit there and wait and do it forever. So I know that everybody wants to do Origins, so I get Kyle on, and Kyle was not going to do it initially with me. Kyle was like, nah, I don't want to do a full Easter egg. Let's just like play the game. And I was like, okay, you just want to like play Origins? He's like, sure, yeah. And then as we're playing, at this point, once again, I've memorized all the steps. I'm just getting the staffs. I'm upgrading the staffs. Kyle's doing it with me. Once we have all the upgraded staffs, I'm like, you just want to do the Easter egg? Because, like, that's the long part. Like, the rest of the stuff we can do pretty quick. And so Kyle's like,
sure.
yeah, I guess, sure. So then we just did it, and he and I did it as a duo. And then 2 days later, I got you boys and Connor, and then we did it. So
I
all
had run
five
it
of
with
us did that one.
Yeah, I had run it with Jay once, and we got pretty deep into upgrading the staffs, and then I died to a single zombie while I was
Tragic.
training it. And
Yeah.
that ended our little practice run.
That one I don't remember a lot of because Jayhawk had known the steps so well that it was kind of just like you were basically just running and just doing what he said, and it was easy. It was just super easy.
Even after practicing with him though, like I knew kind of like the things to do, like at least for upgrading the staff. So it's like we kind of just jumped in, and just like it was like a well-oiled machine, just kind of ran through it.
It went so fast. It went so fast.
Origins is so fun when you know how to do everything yourself, because then you just like go get the staffs. You can go upgrade the staffs. You can just run through the Easter egg. Like, I don't know. It's just way more fun.
You know, it's crazy for how good this guy should be at Origins, though. 4 downs on our Easter egg.
Crazy.
What's that all
I'm
about,
pretty
Jay?
sure 3 of those happened in like the first 5 rounds too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I want to also say that like when Jay approached me about doing that, I was like, Jay, I want to let you know we're not doing this because I'm totally blitzed. There's no way I can.
This is true.
I was like, there's no way I
true.
could focus and
Kyle was not
to
really
fucking
talking
do
for
it.
most of the time, but it's okay because once again, I could do the thing solo. There's just that one step that is so much harder by yourself.
That's
Brennan doesn't
also.
know.
Is it the 3?
It's the G strike step. So what happens is
Yeah.
all 3 robots start walking through the map at the same time, and only one of them will have an open foot. You have to go in the foot, you have to click a button, and right as you click the button, you have to throw the G strike at a certain spot. The reason it's hard solo is because you have to wait for the middle robot. You have to go into its head, wait for a very specific countdown. Right before it ejects you, hit the button, pop out of the robot, throw the G strike right when you land. It's like a very specific timing. If you're duo, then Kyle can press the button, and then I can throw the thing right after he presses it, and it's just so much easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other thing too with Kyle being blitzed was when I got in there, I was also blitzed, and I was basically just I was being controlled, and I did not care. I was just like, just tell me what to do, where to go, and I will do it. And
that's exactly what Jay did. I was like, what do I do now? And he was like, well, you go take this, do this.
That's
and do
probably
that.
why I
was like,
don't
"All right,
remember it
sick."
that much. I had
you were
so
drunk.
many beers.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we
were
were
drunk.
drunk that
I
night,
remember what's it called? I remember after we were done, and I think Jay goes, well, I think Wyatt was slacking a bit because he was drunk. Like there was a moment of that.
Yeah. I wonder who's holding us up
Listen,
here a little
okay,
bit.
the reason I said that was because there were some moments where I'd be like, Wyatt, go do this. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden, like 3 minutes later, he's like, where am I? Like, what do I do? And I'd be like, you got to go back
How
to
many
spawn
times did
to
I
the
die
fire
on that
tunnel.
Do you have the stats up?
3 times.
Three
Three?
times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's probably why I don't remember a lot of that. I do remember watching the cutscene for the first time ever because that was cool. But that's
cutscene's sick.
basically all I remember. And yeah, I do remember Jayhawk got testing with me one time at the beginning. Something happened. I don't remember what happened, but that was basically it. Because I was like, I've had too many beers for this. But yeah, so that was Origins, and then
Let's try to round it out quick with Shadows.
Shadows of
Yeah.
Evil, which I think truthfully is our crown jewel of our Easter
I
egg
honestly
so
think
far.
this one, other than Buried, is the most rewarding one.
This
to do.
was
Yeah.
those two
Again, when we have
contend.
adversity, like we feel more rewarded after.
I will
right?
say
Yeah.
about this one too, though, compared to the other ones where we had failures, the other ones we'd fail and then we'd like do it the next night. This one we literally failed and then waited like a week and a half to do it
Yeah.
because we had failed and it was like a Sunday night, and during the weeks we don't usually play. So
And we would get deep because like it would take a long time.
yeah, because that
would
one it
take some
requires
time
like
to
an
get
hour and a
achieved.
half to where to like finally get to the hard steps.
Yeah. So this one took 4 attempts before we were able to
I do
want to
say,
the 5th attempt.
For everyone, this was the first time I took more than one attempt to a finish. They threw one step just so that I didn't have a perfect record. They thought my ego was getting too big or something like that.
He says this.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
There were rumblings that me and Jayhawk did want to throw on purpose, but once we got in the game, we did not.
I'll tell you what, we did not throw on purpose.
We did not throw on purpose.
No one, we never threw
this
on
one
purpose.
was a beast. Now we're getting to the place where Easter eggs are actually starting to get difficult, and this one really threw us for a loop. There was a few reasons why. I think the first time that we got really deep in it, I don't think Jumbo was there.
I wasn't there.
It was Connor, and there was some sort of bug or glitch or something with the final, not the final step.
No, I was
we
there for
couldn't
that
get the
one. That was the 4th one. I was there for that one.
so
I don't know what
that one?
happened your first run.
With Connor, we died twice. One of them was the meatball step because I think Connor had like turned on a trap.
He turned on a trap and we all ran into it.
And we started dying, and I think Kyle was out of Apothec and Servant ammo, so they were just like flooding us. And then I tried to run away to like just reset and like let the flag get broken and restart the round and everything. But I ran into the trap that killed me.
Yeah,
So
I ran into the trap as well.
we died that way. And then the second time we died was, I think, also, I think it was just on the boss fight. But that was because, first off, it took us forever to get the tentacle, like Kyle said. So it took us like so long to get that stupid wonder weapon. And then on the boss fight, you have to like activate all 4 of the keepers at the same time to like lower his shield. And Kyle was just being overrun by Margwas because it was our first attempt at the boss
Dude, I had
fight.
like 3 of those motherfuckers on me.
And we
I
didn't
was
have
like,
little
I don't know what to
Arnie's
do.
for the record. We didn't have little Arnie's because
That was a misstep on
and
us.
didn't decide to get them. And so Kyle couldn't get his up, and then he goes down, and then it just got terrible from there.
Yeah.
And then I think with the first attempt I was there, I think we had gone down so many times in a row that we were wasting a lot of like free rounds,
We
like
wasted
early
time,
rounds.
and Jay was like, "Let's just restart."
Let's just restart that. We
Yeah.
just decided to restart because we're like, this is gonna get way too difficult by the end. Then the next time we did it, we got all the way to the final step.
Mhm.
The purple Margwa
the boss
step
fight.
threw us for a loop.
Yeah,
where we
so-
were
Or
like,
I
was
guess
like,
not
what
the
hell
sorry,
can
not
we
the
do?
final step. Sorry, no, this is when we got to the boss fight. We got to the boss fight,
Yeah.
and we went to go raise the different things, and I went to go raise one, and then me and Kyle went to go
I
raise the
fucked
second one. Just for some reason, the two of us both pressing square on the second. What are they called? The
keepers.
The
keepers.
keepers. Yeah, to start the boss fight for context, you have to raise all 4 keepers, and then they're gonna go down. You have to like raise them one more time. And so me and Kyle, like I had raised one, and then we were like, we need to get the last one up. Kyle's fighting a bunch of zombies. I run over to it. It's not working. Kyle like runs near me. Both of us press at the same time. It goes up, but like just never starts the boss fight or something like that.
It doesn't.
It just
like
glitches.
the Shadow Man just never spawns,
Yeah.
and the keepers, they're all up floating, which is how you start the boss fight. And he's supposed to spawn. So then
Yeah.
we're just like, well, now what? So we just
and
played a
Kyle
couple
never
more
got the
rounds.
sword. Yeah, because like it never deposited Kyle's sword that you
Oh,
get. Like
yeah.
the
Yeah.
3 of us had deposited our sword and supposed to deposit the sword, and he never deposited Kyle's sword. I'm assuming for some reason because I was standing there smashing square at the exact same time Kyle went to go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just glitched, and we just literally couldn't do the boss fight. And we just had to end the game, which
And then we
wasted like
had-
2 hours.
We came to a
Hit your things.
Stay over here because you
Hit him.
have.
Hit him.
Hitting,
Hit him. Hit
Arnie.
your thing.
Got him, got him.
Interact with him. Interact with him.
He's up, he's up.
They're
He's
up,
up.
they're up, they're up,
Fire
they're
up.
up.
The Shadow Man's
They're
not
up.
here yet. Hold on. Wait for the Shadow Man. They're all starting. He's gonna spawn. Then we're gonna have to hit it again. Okay.
Okay.
Go with, like,
Where the hell is he?
both of them.
I was trying to block him.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I had a
just
bunch
wanted
of
to-
zombies on me. I was trying to run
I
away.
can throw an Arnie if we need to.
Where is the Shadow Man?
I don't know.
crossroads where we were like, if we're gonna do this again, we have to do it on this turn, or we're taking a fucking break. Because I was tired of the map, Jayhawk was tired, everybody was tired of the map.
Yeah.
So then
It
we
was
go
late
into
as
it.
fuck.
The
Kyle
final step,
actually quit. If you guys
Yeah,
remember,
Kyle
Kyle
quit.
quit.
He's gonna
he
quit,
took a
yeah.
break. He came back and I was like, Kyle, you're the only one here. He's like, fuck it, we're just doing it right now.
No, we got Brian to agree.
We
Brian,
were gonna get Brian to sub.
like, who is it? Is it Brian?
He was
Brian's
so
like,
excited.
who did he run a hotel that he was in?
So Brian was like,
It was his wife.
yeah, Brian decides. So
I'm off the
Kyle says he's going to quit. We have a good buddy, Brian. If you listen to Grab My Banner podcast, Brian, he is on there. And Brian was like, he joins in and he's like, okay, I'm going to go play. I'll be right back. He goes and he leaves. And I made the joke that he was telling his wife, hey, the boys are finally letting me in. He comes back. Right before he comes back, Kyle goes, all right, boys, I'm in. Fuck it. Let's just do it. So we're like, okay, let's just start it. Brian comes back. We're starting round
like
one.
round 2.
Where are you guys?
So
I'm
Brian
ready.
goes, all right, guys, I'm ready to go. And I go, well, Brian, bad news. You're off the squad. And Brian goes,
came in
"Oh."
clutch.
The thing is, Brian saves
Brian
the fucking
saves the
Easter
day.
egg.
Yeah. So for people who don't know the Shadows of Evil Easter egg, we get to the boss fight at the end where you have to kill the Shadow Man. We thought that was going to be the step that was going to throw us for a loop. Now, in all the guides that we watched, the way they talk about the actual final step is much different than how it actually went. It was very lax in all of the breakdowns, very, you'll be all right, you'll be fine. When
We also
got
thought
into
that
the
boss
final
fight
step,
was. Sorry to
What?
interrupt. I was just gonna say we thought that boss fight was gonna be insanely hard, and
it
then
was very
just,
quick.
It,
So quick.
it took 2 seconds. I was like, okay, like when's the next step? And we're like, no, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
Because
So-
like I mean, I had a death machine, which I guess like killed him really fast, but I didn't know. I was waiting for the tough
No,
boss
yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
It
So-
was harder the first time because we just didn't have little Arnie's to like distract everything. But in
Yeah.
that attempt, we had 2 little Arnie's. I had done the boss fight solo to see like if it's just easy to kill him, and all you gotta do is pump out damage super fast, and you kill him almost instantly. So you had the death machine, and we had 2 little Arnie's going at the whole time. It just made it super easy.
Very easy. So then we finish that step and we immediately get thrown into the next step and we have
Which
no
the guides
fucking
don't tell
idea.
you. They don't tell you that it
they don't tell you
immediately
anything.
begins.
So you go into it and all of a sudden we've got guys going down. I'm like, there's purple stuff on the ground. You step on it, you die immediately. There's Margwas everywhere. They're running
Endlessly
at you
spawning.
left and endlessly spawning left and right. We're like, what
Oh,
the
we're turned
fuck
into
is
the beast,
going
and we
on?
don't know how to like get out of it.
No, so
and
that
if we
was
do-
what saved us because we were running around and all of us kept going down and I was like, holy fuck, what are we doing? And then I went to the beast thing and I clicked it and I was like, wait, my beast isn't going away. So I go into the beast form. I'm like, guys, just go into the beast form. So then we go into the beast form. We're realizing that if you're in the
But
beast
then-
form, you're in there for a certain amount of time. But then if you step on certain shit, then you go back to being
Well, but then there was also like
human.
the flash thing that happens on your screen, and when it
Yeah.
goes off, you take damage. And I got lucky because I accidentally walked into a wisp that was just floating, and it got rid of the flash, and I didn't take damage, and somebody went down after. And I was like, step into the wisp, because then you won't die. But then we have no clue what to do after that.
Right, now is the one step that's gonna be annoying.
Now
as
we
shit.
leave. We're gonna end the round. We're gonna save the round. Save the round. Stay alive. Stay alive.
What is this?
I have no idea. Well, so what is this round?
I don't know.
This is like the infinite Margot round. I saw something like that. I don't think it's purpose circles.
Does the round end ever?
I don't know. Didn't you say there's one step?
Yeah, there is a step.
Do you know what it is?
Do I have time to go look for it?
I have no idea, man. There's
Hold
a
on, just
Margot-
wait it out. Just wait it out.
What's happening?
I'm gonna try and pull
Look
up the
up-
guide on my phone. Protect me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
There's
standing
like
by you.
something glowing.
I just
Take
went
it
down.
What the hell? Why would you do that?
You step in the thing.
I was standing still.
There was none there. That's what I'm saying. There's none there.
I think you can't stand still.
Don't stand still.
Okay.
Don't stand
Were
still.
you standing still when you did it, Kyle?
I don't know what happened. I was standing still to shoot at it.
Yeah, there's something on my screen right now.
I think it's maybe you gotta like kill them like before like that thing.
They're all on me.
Wait, I ran through like
Holy
this
fuck.
this like glowing thing. I think you gotta run through these glowing things. And it protects you.
Brian here? Brian, can you look this up?
Yeah.
Look up the
Last
step,
step.
like just the last step of the
Why
thing.
Go down if
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have
so
no
we were
fucking
just,
clue.
We were sustaining for a little bit.
We were sustaining for about, I would say probably 5, 6, 7 minutes. We're running around like no clue. We're trying to
Because
get
there's-
somebody to look at the guides, but we're all playing the game.
context too.
when-
This isn't like you can just have one person like board the zombies and like one guy goes and looks it up on his phone. Margwas are endlessly
They're
spawning on all
everywhere.
of us, so you can't just
Yeah.
like put the controller down.
And they'll
Yeah.
kill you even in beast mode. Even
Yeah.
in beast mode, they'll attack you.
So that's when our good old buddy Brian, the bench player who lost his roster spot in the final
Still in the
cuts of the
call.
season, was still in the call.
And they say that a hero can save us.
Brian,
Just
Brian,
goes
look
in.
this up right now. Brian, I need
I
you to
felt
look this
bad
up
because I
right
was
now.
so like I don't know Brian all that well, and even I was panicked. I was like, dude, just Google this. Like scroll, like Jay sent them the link. I'm like, scroll to the bottom, man,
Yeah.
and read the step.
So then Brian, he deafens. So now it was basically like, let's say for instance, like you think you're the last person on planet Earth and there's somebody else with you and they're like, hold on, I'll be right back. You're like, are they ever going to come back? Where are they going? Brian leaves us and we're running away from millions of Margwas. We don't know what we're doing. We're like,
I'm
we're
still
going to
trying to
lose
read
on the
the
final
thing.
step again. Like we're just freaking out. It was late. We're tired. We're done with this map. We're like, I'm never touching this map ever fucking again. We're done with it. Brian comes back and he gives us the info. He gives us the knowledge. He explains it in perfect detail. He's like, this is what you need to do. He points out who needs to go where, what needs to happen, what step needs. It's essentially somebody has to be in the beast form. You have to shock something, run back, go to being human. Or no, you have to call
So
in the
there's the
train.
3 people that are at the train stations, and each of those 3 people have to shock their track, and it turns it like a ghost color.
Yeah.
And then one person has to be in the middle where the giant worm is. And Jumbo, what'd you have to do again? You gotta like shock.
So
the
like
keepers.
yeah, so there's 3 keepers, and you have to shock them all simultaneously as as soon as as the train. Once you guys electrocute the train, it comes speeding through, and there's like a giant worm in the middle. It destroys the worm, and you have like 5 seconds or 10 seconds to like hit all 3 keepers. And so I just the way Brian explained it, I think he said it was like less than 5 seconds. You had to do it really, really fast. So I was searching around. I'm like training like 4 or 5 Margwas, and then like I'm trying to search around to find like the best angle to like hit all 3 keepers from one spot. And so you guys do your part, send it flying through. I wasn't even fully looking. I see it out of the corner of my eye, the worm just explode. I sprint down to the spot that I had tested out, and I know I could hit all 3 keepers. Shoot them, and then again
I had to, so my step, you guys were all there. I had to call the train in the beast form, run back, or I had to call it as a human, run down, become the beast, and then go back up and shock something before it got to you guys. Yeah. And it was like the step Brian explained it one time. We're like, all right, we just got to fucking do it.
Yeah. One person, basically one guy at each station, turn the train on.
Then get into beast mode.
Start sending it. Get into beast mode. You can have 2 people already in beast mode for this, and then when one person activates it, runs, grabs beast mode, and then goes.
Do I have to kill one of these portals again in order to get back in?
Maybe.
Yes, you do.
This is
You
the
will
hardest
shock.
thing I've ever done.
You'll shock the train around. Turn around. 180.
This?
That right there.
Okay.
You're gonna have to
You
go
ready?
into beast mode and electrify that. When do we electrify it?
After the train starts.
Okay, right after the train
Okay,
starts.
ready?
Yep,
Yeah.
So he's gonna call.
Set. Go.
All right, train started. Do I electrify?
B, go.
Electrify it?
Yes. Electrify.
I electrified.
B, go get yours. You gotta electrify too.
I'm going.
all the Margwas
Going,
spawn-
going.
It's dead. It's dead.
Okay, do the gatekeepers.
I think I did it.
Got it. It's blue.
I got
It's
it,
blue.
Tracks are blue.
Oh my god, did we do it? I think we did it. I think we did it, boys. Yes, boys. Come on. Dude,
Holy
I have
fuck.
never panicked more than when that round started. This cutscene's
They
crazy,
did
by
not
the way.
hype that up enough in the video how hard that was gonna be.
Don't have time to explain. I have a universe to set right.
Complete the Shadow Field Leaguer shit.
Holy.
Dude, what a night.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
done that shit.
Okay, we gotta give credit where credit's due. Brian just saved our ass right now.
Brian, appreciate it.
Shout out Brian, dude.
Right, and we literally didn't even let him play earlier.
I know. I paused my freaking game mid-game as I'm playing.
I'm giving
Third
Brian the
Race with you guys.
damn roll.
We did it. We ended it. And immediately it goes to
The
the cutscene.
Cutscene.
And that Rivals buried. If there was anything that Rivals buried, it was that moment where we're like, holy shit, we did it. Fuck this map. We're never coming back here ever again.
Yeah.
We're never coming
100%.
back.
As a little
And,
thank
yeah.
you guys ran the giant with.
And then we ran the giant with Brian right after, which that's an
like
easy.
what a little like the easiest Easter egg, easier than Ascension.
Easier than Ascension. But
Little
Brian
pity
deserved
toss
it.
to Brian, but
Yeah, Brian deserved it. So, all right. Well, ladies
Brian's
and
a goat.
gents,
He saved probably there was no way we would have ever figured that.
there's
step
literally no
out.
shot. There's no shot.
No way.
There's literally no shot.
I
He
literally
saved it.
had phone in one hand, controller
Yeah.
in the other, running with just like this, and then occasionally having to drop the phone to turn corners while like attempting to search the website. It was so bad.
I was
It
doing
was
the same
insanity.
thing. I was doing the same thing, but I was alt tabbing. I literally went to my settings to turn off full screen and put full screen windowed, and then so I could alt tab, but then get back in the game fast enough so that the Margwas or the Wisp thing didn't kill me. And I could
Yes.
never get to the page because I accidentally scrolled all the way to the bottom and didn't realize how much bonus content was on that guide page that I had to keep scrolling up. I never got to it. I never got to it.
You were like, fuck.
Yeah, just pure panic.
Yeah, but we finally completed it. We did it, and now we are up to date. We are getting ready to do Der Eisendrock. We were going to do
He says
a
getting
draft.
ready to do. We haven't done an Easter egg in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it though. We're
gotta
gonna
get
do
on
it.
it, though.
I don't
Believe.
know. I don't know. Some are saying the
Believe.
Easter egg runs are dead.
You're such a pessimist.
Some are
Believe
saying
we're
they're
gonna
dead.
do
It's
it.
been a
We're
month and a
gonna
half.
do it.
No word.
We're gonna do it,
You
bro.
traveled across the nation. You and Jumba. You
Let's
traveled
in that
across the
time.
nation.
I
know
did
what
Der
you want me
Eisendrock
to-
solo and
Yeah,
Zephyr.
I was gonna say I have intel that Jayhawk has done both Easter eggs already on his own.
It's messed up.
I
to-
tried to
honestly,
That's
pay
crazy.
like 15 times. Really hard.
it
Look,
is.
I
We're gonna
might be
get
able
there.
to get. I might be able to get one in this weekend. Next weekend's a little tough. We got LAN. I'm not even there. I got a wedding.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get. All right, ladies and gents, those were the Easter egg runs, but we are back. Richie is back. And we got to get back to the roots of the show. Let's be honest. The roots of the show was me, Kyle, and Richie being fucking stupid. Because
Love it.
when you play zombies as much as we have, you start to ask questions when you're on round 15 and you're just cruising through a match and you're just like, hey, like, if you had to give a wonder weapon to a baby, which one do you think would get you in the least amount of trouble? I don't know. So we base the entire show off of the dumb conversations we used to have on this game. We're going to start off with our first conversation. It's a banger. I'm not going to lie to you. It's one of our most popular segments on all the many episodes of the show. We are going to
Many
establish
episodes.
a piss corner. We established a piss corner on Nocturne and Toten. It unlocked a very deep discussion between me, Kyle, and Richie back in the day.
Just,
We are now.
I know
going-
it's 3 years later, but where did you all say?
I don't even
curious.
remember.
So I
I'm-
actually
remember.
I listened to it. Kyle said that he would piss and shit. So you guys know in the on the other side of the help door where the zombies can break down the cinder block wall. He
Mhm.
said that he would piss and shit inside of that cinder block wall and then rebuild it so
Seal
the
it up,
zombies
baby.
yeah.
But the
Okay.
but the pieces fall on the back end, Kyle. You're picking up your own shit
Yeah,
and piss
yeah,
to
the
put it back
blocks
Yeah.
But
together.
they be slipping on that shit, bro. It's okay. As
Yeah.
they're
You're
trying to come
touching it
in.
to build the wall back.
No, it's all right.
Wait,
We just
where-
build
Yeah,
that thing up.
it wasn't the best.
It might cement that thing in a little bit.
I was gonna
more.
say he could be using the shit as like cement for the bricks,
Yeah,
so
he
they
could.
can't
That's
pull it
fair.
off.
That's
what if
fair.
they don't pull the bricks off?
And then let's see, what did I say? I said right in front of the help door because you never open it. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
a
don't.
perfect
When I
spot.
play
Yeah,
Noct, I don't
I never
open it.
open it. Only downside is that it's right by the box, so you do kind of have to go near it. But
Mhm.
I mean, that's not that bad. I don't remember what Wyatt said.
I'm pretty sure I said the sandbags in the very first room in the back corner of the wall. You know what I'm talking about? The little sandbag
no,
area
because
back
that
there?
sounds too reasonable, and none of us had good answers.
Okay. All right. Well, then I would do that now.
Why
is
is
it
that
Okay.
bad?
Let the
Probably said
record
right
show.
behind the box.
Yeah.
right behind
Right
the
there.
box.
So for some backstory on this, we're gonna do a piss corner on we're gonna do it on Ascension. and we weren't going to. Because when we first pitched the idea, Jayhawk was like, no, because it's super obvious where we would put it. And we're like, yeah, you're right. And Kyle said a place, and I said a different place.
They
and
started
Jay said a
arguing.
place, and we
Yeah,
just started
all right.
arguing immediately. So we're just
Was
gonna.
it obvious? I need to know Jay's corner.
I didn't say
'cause
it was
didn't know
obvious. I didn't say
Yeah.
it was obvious. I just thought Ascension's too big of a map that it's, but anyway.
So
They all had very strong opinions immediately. So here we are.
I think we open discussions right now. Piss and shit corner on Ascension. Where are we going? Jumba, I think you had the first one.
Yeah, I said, and you know what? Like, as we're thinking about this, maybe I got a different area, but you know what? I'll just stick to my first instinctual place that I wanted to. I didn't know shit was part of it, but you know what? Fuck it. It's a dangerous spot. It's a dangerous spot. You're gonna be looking over your shoulder every time you gotta piss, every time you gotta shit. You might even have to run out before you wipe at some points. But it's when you go in that little hallway where PhD Flopper or Widow's Wine is, and then
No.
down at the end of the
It's an
hallway,
it's a
in
terrible
front of the
spot.
window.
It's a
In
That's
front
a
of the window.
terrible spot.
But it's
Jumba.
away
you
from
can look
That's
out. You can look
that's
It's
out.
a
away-
perfect
It's a
spot.
terrible
It's
spot.
away
Wait, Kyle,
from
you do
like
the same spot.
it's away
No,
from
I'm
where
not
I
doing
got
the
to
same.
train. It's away from where I got to train, but it's also close enough because that's where I was training the whole time. And I like that spot. And then at the same time, if we're talking about this slippage, I didn't know that the zombies would be slipping on my shit. Like
They
that's a
could.
perfect spot for them. I hate when the zombies
Terrible
come out of that that tunnel.
window.
So-
Yeah,
Yeah, that window. Like it screws you up all the time. So
fucks you.
yeah,
No.
if I go in between rounds, I'm
Here's
good.
why it's a terrible spot, okay? It's because I think everybody's on Ascension tried this strat. When you have a team, one guy trains out there, and the other three are right where you're taking your shit.
Yeah.
They're all on that window in that corner,
Really?
watching the other guy do his circle.
I didn't
and
know
they can-
about this.
They can shoot out that window. And then also, if he goes down, the guy with the monkey bombs can chunk the monkey bomb out the window, and the other guys go and revive. And they're all just sitting on that window. So, like, if we have more than one person on Ascension here, it's gonna get real stinky in that little corner as we're all
Real
sitting
fast.
Yeah,
It's gonna
next
get-
to our
it's-
next to our dumps.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
I
be
didn't-
deadly.
it could be, but those three guys, I mean, since they're just sitting there as it's round 30, I mean, that train's going to take forever to dwindle down. So all they got to do, just shove it right there in that hole, right there in that
I
window.
mean,
Clean.
ease of access. They don't
Clean.
have to move, but they're
to
gonna have
piss
to
your
smell
shit.
it.
Imagine if you had to run away to piss your shit. Here's the thing. I didn't know about that, first of all. That's try. I've never done that before.
Great strat.
But what I will say is, as long as I'm the guy that's training, I don't see how that's my
Well,
fucking
it's
problem.
RNG. Did you get? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. It's
I just don't
RNG
see how
because the
that's
guy
my
who
problem.
trains is the Thunder Gun guy. So you better hope you got the Thunder Gun, buddy. Otherwise, you're
Remember,
sitting with it.
You
When
best
we
not
played-
miss with that thunder gun too, because if
No, I
you
got
shoot it in the
Gerster
wrong
devices.
direction,
I will
you're
say-
spraying your boys with piss and shit.
That's true too.
Piss
If
and
you
or
kind of
shit.
angle it, not only is
True,
zombie blood
true.
hitting your boys, but the stuff that you left behind is going everywhere.
Going everywhere.
True. I don't know.
Luckily, there's no Taco Bell over there. It'd be even worse.
I'm still sticking with it because when I think about when we played Ascension, it was actually me and Kyle on that platform, just fucking doing our thing.
Just
You guys
running
were
it.
so far, so like me and Kyle were just chilling.
Yeah, we weren't doing that strat, but if we were, we'd be sitting in a bunch of shit.
And we got pretty far without that strat, so I don't think it's even needed. Like we were kind of chilling until Wyatt stopped rebuilding the window.
See,
Yeah.
this is you're just trying.
We
to
already
stir- you're
talked
just-
about that.
you're
We'd
trying
already
to stir
talked
up
about
shit
that.
now.
We already talked about it. Okay. Let's hear your corners. Let's hear your corners.
Yeah, I'll go next. I think there's one area that just makes the most amount of sense
Okay.
for a few reasons. Number one, it's the worst lander spot. Absolutely worst lander spot. And the other thing too is like you're already having to kneel down to be in this area, and it's quite a dangerous area to start with. I think you piss and shit in the start room right underneath the little spinny thing. I think you're already kneeling down.
Dangerous.
You're already
That's
kneeling down.
terrible.
You're
That's
already
so
kneeling
bad.
down.
Hey, the spinner
No,
can
it's
at
the
least
worst.
fend off the
Spins it
zombies
around.
while you're
It
shitting.
fends off the
though.
zombies while
we-
you're shitting. You're already knelt down. You're already
No.
shitting and pissing
No.
down.
We
That's
have a
a
problem
horrible spot.
with the fucking thunder gun blowing shit around, but not the fucking spinning dildo thing. Like that's gonna blow the shit everywhere.
Listen. What do you want? You want to be protected?
If you
you want to be
accidentally
protected while you take care of your
stand
business?
a little too tall, head's gone. While just
That's
trying
but
to
you
true.
won't
Well,
do
I'm just
that.
trying
though.
to take a dump.
You hold
You
on.
won't
You're
do
telling
that.
me
You
you've never got
don't
the
know.
piss shakes where you kind of like, you just kind
True.
of a little bit.
True.
I did not think of that.
You're done for, buddy.
You're done
I
You
will
get
for.
the
Your
say-
head's
shakes,
gone.
I
you're
will
done
not
for.
think of that. But here's the thing: you never have to worry about a zombie coming up. You just have to worry about being decapitated, which I would take that trade 10
that's
times out
bad.
of 10. If I
Just
get to
make a crawler, and you got some time. He's gonna take a little bit to get to you.
if I get decapitated, I die instantly. If a zombie runs up on me while I'm mid shit, that is the worst way to go out.
What if it starts spinning mid shit? Because I feel like that's gonna blow the shit around.
You just got to be in the same direction as
gonna
it's
hit your
spinning.
feet.
No, you got to
It's
be.
gonna
your
get-
fucking
That
feet.
that
The-
takes a
the
little bit of
suction
brain
shit on
power.
the shoes.
You got to be. You got to
Stuck
be
to your
pointing the
ass.
right direction.
You're getting shit on the shoes for sure. There's no way.
I don't
mean,
know how you
listen.
could sit there and tell me my spot
This
was
is the
worse.
worst
That's
spot.
crazy.
This is the worst spot.
How
Wyatt's
is
spot
this
way
worse?
This is
That's
you.
terrible.
How
You
is this
could
worse?
lose.
Because okay, so think about this. You could die, but if it's like early on, right? Like some people, they get the shits. So if you have to take a shit on round 3, and yet you're going under there, and you know somebody's gonna lay prone. I mean, now what? Now you're covered in shit.
You could lay prone and shit. Well, I've never tried it personally, but
Hold
I
up,
would love
time
to
out.
try it.
I don't think
try it.
I don't think you can lay prone and shit, bro.
Do you
that's
have to be
getting all
underneath
over
it?
you.
What if
Yeah.
you're up on the on
Yeah.
the fucking top and then you just shit down as it's spinning?
Smart idea. That's a smart
There you
idea,
go.
Jumbo. I like
Just
that.
shoots it
I
around.
like that. You're thinking outside the box, and I appreciate it.
Taking
I
a dump
appreciate
off
it.
the side, just letting it get launched into the wall.
There you go.
trying to kill a zombie that way. That
Hell
should
yeah.
get you an achievement. That should. All right, that's
Honestly.
my piss and shit corner. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So I had one in a similar area. It's in the same room, but you know the staircase right where that window is.
Yes.
You just shit right there in front of the window
Underneath the
because you
staircase.
that
yeah,
room
because you-
does barely get touched.
exactly. So it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. You have no giant dildo flinging your shit all
Wait,
over the place.
You're talking about the room that you open, the door you open right next to that box spot in the first room.
no.
No,
It's,
open
Because
doors.
here's the thing.
Just-
I
yeah.
actually have the exact same spot I was going to say. Imagine you're on the lander. You see
Uh-huh.
the big thing right in front of you, right?
Yeah.
You go to the right. There's that staircase up. You know?
Oh,
He's
right
talking about
underneath
the
it.
lower window
yeah.
below the staircase. And I was going to say,
Oh.
I was literally saying the exact same spot, and here's why. Because Richie and I think Richie thought of this too. Let's say you're somewhere else on the map. You gotta go. Just get on one of the landers, pop that bad boy right back. Boom, fast travel your way. Go to the corner, take your dump, go up the stairs, and you're good.
That's another
Yeah,
reason why one of
100%.
mine's good. It's right next to a lander spot. Thanks,
And
Jay. I
same,
didn't think about
same.
that.
And yours sucks because
Why?
No,
ours,
it's
Yours
right
is
next to a
better than
lander.
yours.
Ours
It's right
is
next
good.
to a
Here's
lander.
the thing. Ours is good because the default from all the other lander spots is to go back to the spawn room. In order to go to Jumba's place, somebody would have to call the lander.
And
from
I told you,
wherever it is.
Kyle's always there.
And I'm always there.
Ours is good because wherever we are on the map, we just get in the lander, we go back to spawn.
100%.
We go take the dump. Yeah.
That's the win for
I
this.
agree with Richie. I agree
Yeah.
with Richie. And you don't have
Kyle.
to deal with the big spinner to potentially kill you because you can just run
That's
up
true.
the stairs.
Or-
go
You get
outside,
the
you're
piss
good.
shakes one time, bro. You're done.
You
Yeah,
guys are
or
dying
flame
to a
the shit
zombie
at you.
100%. You guys are getting
No,
killed.
we
shit
just
It's called
make
the
a
buddy
crawler.
system.
You guys are getting
Yeah.
killed
No,
to
we
a
make
zombie
crawler, dude.
100%.
buddy
Make a
system.
crawler.
Listen,
Kyle, your spot.
listen. I'm not shy about shitting or pissing. Those who have known me for a long time, I do it all the time. So
I mean, you're
and
human.
I've done it in public spaces many
This
times.
sounds like Kyle's gonna say just in the middle of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
an empty room.
Yeah. He's talking about Jug. He's like, I'm just shit on Jug.
Actually, one thing I really, really, really want, that I've never done. I've always wanted to feel like a bird feels like, when they shit in the air. So I was thinking, man, you just get on one of
Shit
them
off the
landers.
lander.
On
You
the
get on the
lander,
bro.
that's
You
disgusting.
call that lander in the air. You're not
That's
getting.
a
You're not
common
getting
point
attacked.
of travel. You
You're not getting
disgusting
attacked.
freak.
You just
I-
hang your ass off the side, and you just shit.
Just
on
see
it.
where it goes.
And you just
I
you try
almost
to
had
hit.
that
You try to
spot.
hit a zombie with it. You're like,
Try to hit your
hey.
teammates. He's training over there. You
Nobody's
take the
safe,
lander
bro.
over.
He beat like the biggest thing is like the danger of having to stop in one spot.
No
He's
danger,
got a
baby.
mobile piss and shit spot.
Well, hold on.
Mobile piss and
Listen,
shit spot.
Kyle
What if
probably
it takes
wins
him too
this.
long?
Kyle probably wins this. Oh yeah, it could. Wait,
What
actually,
what if you're clogged up a little bit and the
Just buy it
lander
again.
It could.
lands and you're stuck there? There's a cooldown.
That's
The
true.
zombies are
Yeah.
gonna come in.
Mm.
You got to squeeze
You're
that
gonna-
shit out, bro. I mean, I'm sorry. You're in
You're
a
on a
tough
time
spot.
crunch.
You got
That's
to
why
pinch and
you
dip.
just got to wait till you really have to go, and then or eat Taco Bell.
I'm
and then
questioning:
just
are you
fucking
able to
send
get it done under the pressure while there's just wind blowing in your face and stuff, and there's zombies down
listen,
below you?
That's
You
that's a
see 'em.
question.
I can't remember when a lander isn't in the spot, like, and you have to call it. Is there a hole there? Could we
There's a
just be
hole.
pissing and shitting
But once
in the
again-
lander hole?
But once again,
It's
gotta
there's,
open
there's a
up.
That
time
doesn't
crunch
count.
there.
It gets
There's
it gets
a time crunch.
incinerated. It gets incinerated.
Nah,
after
that
Yeah, but-
doesn't count.
Well, even if it did
You
count,
can't
though, Jay,
do it in the hole where the lander
in
goes.
that amount of time, you'd have to be like ready. Like you'd have to
You'd have to
launch
show
that
up.
shit
No,
down.
just like have it
What
at a
would you
different
do when the
area.
lander's there.
That,
It
I
only
mean,
opens once the lander shows up. So I mean,
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's what I'm asking.
Actually,
I
yeah,
thought
true. It's closed because you.
I
have to
thought it
make
was
a run
closed.
over
That's what I was saying. Like, is it closed?
seals, and
No,
then
yeah,
once
you'd be
it
under
shows up, it
intense
opens.
That's a
Open crunch.
lot of. Yeah, that's a
You
big
call
time
the
crunch.
lander,
Yeah.
and now it's I gotta go.
I gotta go right now.
Make
Yeah.
sure it gets it all out.
Mhm.
See, but like mine though, you get like a nice view. You just shit, you know.
You might be able to hit one of your teammates. And what are they
Honestly,
gonna do
it'd
about
be
it?
Great.
but here's why Kyle's disqualified is because it's the piss and shit corner, not
Yeah,
the
it's
piss
not
and
a
shit
corner.
moving
Yeah.
object.
Whoa, whoa,
That's
whoa,
not a
whoa.
corner.
So you're
But we
disqualified.
didn't say there was any specific rules, so
It's a
I
corner.
said
It's in the name.
corner.
To be
It's in the
fair,
it's
which
a
which
circle. There are no corners.
does Wyatt have a corner?
I don't have a corner.
Wyatt's just
Wyatt
shitting in the middle of the fucking room.
Yeah, why should we in the middle
Safely,
of a
by the
room?
way.
Not
Safely.
safe.
You
Safely,
get the
by the
shakes,
way.
You're done for.
If you get
Safely.
the single piss
You talked
shakes,
about
you're done.
prone shitting, bro. Like
Have you tried
It
it?
can be done.
just
It can be
squeezing.
done.
Have you
Honestly,
tried
if you
it?
took a
squeezed
lander,
together.
if you took
Listen,
a lander and
listen.
you just peed off the side and like hit one of your teammates, and they're like, "Oh, it's raining."
Here's the problem with Kyle's too is Kyle's gonna leave a trail across the map. So whenever you're just
Hell
traversing
yeah.
the map, you're just gonna see dumps just around. So
Random.
it's not really one spot. He's just ruining the experience for everybody.
Yeah, he's dumping everywhere.
Yeah,
Well,
every,
Kyle,
hey,
you
it's
can piss
biodegradable.
and shit off the top of the what's it called? Like same area as mine, but go up those stairs with that window up top, and then just shit off the stairs.
There
and
you
you're in
go.
the sky. You're in the sky, man.
I'm close enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then if you ever accidentally have to run over there and drop down, you're just gonna land in the pile.
You're
of it. It's
slipping.
gonna
You're
be
slipping and
disgusting.
sliding.
Most of the time, if you're like up in that position, have to jump off. I feel like you're struggling and you're in trouble in general.
No,
I
that's
think
always the like true backup if you get stuck up there is you just go up off the stairs.
once you
Yeah.
die, like don't you need PhD for that?
You know
No,
what
you don't
would
die from
actually?
Mm.
Oh,
It's not
You know what
that
the
actually
shit
be-
the shit would break your fall even more.
If you've taken
yeah,
damage,
shit
Yeah.
will break your fall.
It would smell, but like you're safe. You know what would actually be a decent
covered.
spot would actually be the lander closest to stamina because like nobody goes there.
I was just thinking that right now.
that was
Like in
my
the lander
original
area?
idea,
One of my
but then I
original
thought
spots-
About the idea of the lander taking me.
Can
to
you
spawn, and I
pack a
thought
punch
that
your
was
shit?
All I'm gonna
Hell
say
yeah.
is, if anyone knows the lore of the Pack-a-Punch machine, it was not just made for guns. The literal dude who made it put his mother in there. So yes, you can. You can.
Hell
put-
yeah.
He did it to try and bring her back to life, and that's how the buried ghost exists.
What do you think, mate? What do you think gets stronger? Do you think it's the scent, the size, the
We're too
firmness?
focused on smells, by the way, when we're dealing with like 1,000-year-old
Yeah,
dead
but we don't
people
want
in front
to
of
add
us.
another.
You don't wanna
thing
add
But you
to
just
the
you won't even
equation.
you'll be nose blind by that time.
I'm
But-
pretty sure you'll be nose blind after a year,
Or
bro.
what if you just put your ass in the pack-a-punch machine, and so
Do you
it
even
have
kind of turns into like ammo?
Hey, listen, dude.
It's
If
a
there's,
gun.
a,
You-
if there's
yeah.
a Taco Bell, your shit's already pack a punch.
Do you think if you put your ass in the pack a punch, it would prevent you from shitting or make you shit heavier
I think
and
it
harder?
would make it.
Oh,
I-
have your
I think you would just end up with a BBL, and that's
Yeah,
probably
that's
about
fair.
it.
PBL?
Yeah,
it actually doesn't
Crazy.
affect
It'd be-
your dumps at all.
There you go.
Uh,
All right, boys. I think this was a great discussion. I think we really got a lot done here. I think that the listener, the viewer, will really
Side
appreciate
with Richie and I.
the
New
no,
name
I
of
don't-
the
Yes.
of the pod, pack of shit.
I think I sold it
Bag
with
of
the
shit.
lander speed run to the back.
I actually think Kyle's is
Yours
not a
is
bad.
too boring.
I think Kyle's
There's
is
not
a
enough
bad,
danger.
That's not
There's
bad.
no danger with yours.
Yes, there is. That window is very concerning, and then you
Whoa,
can
whoa,
get
whoa.
trapped in there.
We're next to a window.
there's
too.
a lot of danger with mine.
Yeah, but
'cause
my
you don't know when that
my
thing's
window
gonna
is
slip
way.
out.
My window's. Why it's
only
yours
danger
too
with-
dangerous.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yours
why
is
would
too
you admit
dangerous.
to danger right now? You didn't have to do that. You just admitted to danger in your own spot. I already knew my spot was dangerous if you get the shakes, but if you can control that, things are different.
Because
you know?
mine,
That's just
mine,
a too
living
too
on the
high of
edge.
a bar to hold people to control the shakes is insane.
That's
Listen,
insane.
that's true.
That's
Also,
insane.
that just can't happen.
Listen, you kneel down to shit. You can kneel down to piss.
You didn't
Kneel
win,
down.
bro.
You're kneeling when you shit.
I'm also
You're
gonna
not
say-
squatting.
you're
You
squatting.
don't squat.
I'm also
You said
gonna say
kneel.
Squatting.
There is
Bro,
a
was getting on
limited
2
amount
knees.
of real estate under
Bank is
Wyatt's
open when I'm
before. Like if you're there for a long time, taking a lot of dumps over a long period of time, there's only a limited amount of space before Wyatt can no longer take dumps under the.
Oh, we
spinning
can move it though.
Actually,
You know,
now
we
that I
can
think
move
about it,
around.
with the length of our games, there's only been one person that's had to like literally mid-game like had to stop and go run and take a shit, and that was Wyatt.
It was
I had
Wyatt.
to
For
pee.
the
Was it
record-
Kyle?
For the
I had to
record, it was
pee.
like an hour after we started. He could have done it an hour prior.
I had to pee.
Anyway, go ahead.
It hurt really bad.
Which
Um,
is unreasonable if you didn't have to go an hour before it hurt that bad. There's no way.
Should we have like a? Should we? Here's the question, boys. Do we start a Discord and allow people to vote?
Yes,
put it
Because
in
that's
the
something we
GMB
do.
Oh,
Should we do it in the GMB cord?
Just make a new like section.
Pack-a-pod
We-
section?
That's the pack.
I think we have a Pack-a-Pod Discord already.
We do, but that might be. We might want to keep that for us ourselves for the Easter egg runs.
I also think put in the GMB because like instead of having to get a bunch of people from listening to the Discord,
they gotta
just
join
as
a
the
whole new
people.
chord, just,
Yeah.
you know.
They have it there, and then they
Yeah.
can they can keep up with all of our other great takes that we say on all of our other great ventures,
yeah.
content wise,
Yeah,
because
just
we're
make a
always
couple
giving
pack of
bangers.
pods, you know, sections and let them
Yeah.
discuss in there.
This is
There we go.
hilarious. I just briefly want to say I went to the Grab My Banner podcast YouTube just to get into the Discord, and I accidentally hit oldest, and the oldest video is Verruct could have been great, but it's not. Map ranking number 2, Verruct.
Yeah, that's how we started. I started my content
That's
journey.
an insane take. That's an
I-
insane take. Baruch is a great map.
I have
That's
grown to
not
love
true.
her. I've grown to love Verruct. So that video I would probably
gotta watch
rewatch.
these videos.
I think
That was my
OG
first
will get
content
where it
venture. Don't
was.
watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
The
That was my first
thumbnail's
content.
amazing. It's just
I'm
the
gonna watch
Verruct
them
room,
immediately
the
after.
Verruct room with like the chair, and then just a pasted picture of Juggernaut.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. That was my first content venture. Okay, I was very new to the game. Okay, ladies and gents, we're gonna hit another quick ad, and then we're gonna get into the Wonder Weapon draft. Let's get it. All right, it's draft time, ladies and gents. What me and the boys are known for is drafts. We love to draft. Everybody here loves to draft. That's what we do. That's how we have fun. We get roasted a lot. Our draft picks always get roasted. That's just how it goes when you know you're the man in the arena. People don't understand that when you're the man in the arena, you're gonna get roasted for your picks. We're probably gonna get roasted for our picks here, but there will be a winner, and you can vote for that in the GMB Discord. I will put up the link. It'll be available. You can go in there, cast your vote on who wins this draft. But let's set the parameters real quick. We're going to go through all the wonder weapons that we feel comfortable going through. So we're going from World at War to Black Ops 3. Those are the wonder weapons that are available on the board. So I don't want to hear anybody saying anything about Black Ops 4 or Cold War. We don't feel comfortable with those. We haven't played those a whole lot. We're just doing what we know.
And we're
World at
just
War,
doing
Black
the
Ops 3.
Treyarch games. We're not doing all the
Yes.
Advanced Warfare and all those.
Treyarch exclusive. These are the parameters of the draft. We will all get 3 picks. It'll go in a snake draft. Number 1. Jay, do you have it in front of you, or should I pull it up?
Well, I'm gonna do the draft live here. So I've got a list randomizer. I'm gonna click it 3 times. I'm sharing the screen so you guys can see that I'm not cheating because if I
Okay.
get first pick, I don't want to hear a bunch of BS. Okay.
Okay,
So
here we go.
I'm gonna click it 3 times because this is our list initially, and when you do the first randomize, it obviously will not do the same order. So
Okay.
1, 2,
Oh, Richie was first.
3. There's the order.
Jumba.
Let's go, baby.
Okay.
Jumbo.
Let's go.
Jumba number 1.
I rigged it.
Jayhawk number 2. Kyle number 3. Richie number 4. And I am number 5. Now, these are the parameters for this draft. We have to pick a wonder weapon that we would have to get used to have one shoved up our ass for a prostate exam. The one that we feel like would cause us the least amount of pain and or struggle. Number 2, we got to pick a wonder weapon that we would have to give as a gift to a baby that would get you in the least amount of trouble by whoever the parents are of said baby. And number 3, we're about to die by firing squad, and this wonder weapon is being used against us. We have to pick the wonder weapon that would give us the most quick and swift and painless death that we can possibly find. Those are the 3 drafts. Those are the 3 picks.
Question.
Jumba, you
we
are first
doing-
overall.
Are we doing a ban like you guys do on GMB?
Do you want to do a ban? 3rd pick would get the ban.
I think we should do a ban.
Okay, so Kyle, you're ban, right? You're 3rd?
Yep.
Okay,
Kyle
Kyle,
is
what
3rd.
do you want to ban?
There's a lot of options.
There's a
This is
lot.
tough.
There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of options.
Quick clarification question too. For the staffs and the bows, do we want to just combine it into only one? Like if you pick the staff, you get the staff. Nobody else can pick the other staffs, or are we doing the 4 separate staffs?
What do
4
you guys
separate-
think?
I think we should only do one.
One, yeah.
You want to do
Okay,
one?
that's fine.
That's
Because
fine.
otherwise, what happens if like there's just everybody picks a staff? You know what I mean? Like one
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
just
yeah.
doesn't get a staff. So I think we just do one.
Okay. One of each.
I'm just gonna
Kyle.
take this because I feel like it's kind of universal and it can be used for a lot of things. I'm gonna ban the golden spork.
Fuck.
Oh, that's such a good.
Fuck.
That was
I'm
such a
banning
good
the golden
No.
spork.
That's
That
fine.
was
I
such a
wasn't.
good one for
I didn't have
multiple of
that.
these.
It was
I didn't
such a
have
good
that.
one
It
for
was so
multiple
good
things,
for
and I was
multiple.
like, yeah, I'm
Yep.
solid. I think
It's a
that's a
good
solid
ban.
ban.
Fuck.
ban.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jumba, you are first overall. Say what you're going to draft it for, the reasoning why, and give us your best explanation.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to decide.
Sometimes
gotta pick
being
a one of
one,
one.
is a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
actually
pressure.
first I got like hyped about one, but then I realized like I don't know if I would have wanted one. I don't know.
I feel like
Um,
3 is the sweet spot.
3's good. You get the ban, and you
Okay.
don't have the pressure going first.
This might be. I don't know. I don't know if this is controversial. I feel like there is almost one that everyone would think would be obvious. Well, I'm gonna go gift to baby you get least amount of flack for. Time bomb.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Explain.
Because if the baby's fidgeting with it, the worst they could do is revert time, and you wouldn't even
Literally
really
revert
know.
time.
You'd get like a little bit of deja vu, and probably a lot of deja vu if they just kept pressing that button. But eventually, they're gonna have to stop. And the worst that could happen is you got sent back. Like what is it? Like 30 seconds. So
Mhm.
you know, like it's not the end of the world. If anything, you get to relive an experience too many times.
True.
Mhm. Okay.
So
Okay. Jayhawk, you are second.
I'm not gonna lie. I was considering the time bomb. Okay, I was considering the time bomb, and a lot of these other options feel a little more deadly than the time bomb, which is making this a little bit tougher. But I think I've landed on something here, and well, I'm also gonna go with the gift for the baby. Okay, and I'm gonna give the baby Lil Arnie's.
What?
I saw that. I
What,
saw
an
that.
alien in a
Here's
jar,
the
bro.
thing.
Bro.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing is, you know, it's a little tiny alien in a jar. It's kind of cool. And I guess if you throw it, it'll spawn the big, like, Arnie. But if the baby throws it, it'll be pretty far away from it. And also, I don't think it does damage to players. I'm pretty sure you can stand right next to it and be fine. It only does damage to the zombies. So I think the baby might be invulnerable to it. So we're going to take the Lil Arnie's for the baby.
Okay.
Do we take that
With-
into account? Because technically, aren't most guns players
Most
are
guns
invulnerable
don't
to?
hurt players.
So shouldn't we like assume a little bit of the danger?
Okay,
No
to
matter
that's
what,
actually-
these
that's a good
these,
point. That's a
yeah,
good
these
point.
have to
So
do damage.
It will
so-
potentially do damage, but I think, you know, he's got to throw it pretty far.
Okay.
And I just, you know, I think
You're
he'll
spawning
be
a
all right.
monster in their house.
Have
I
you
think-
seen
you
a
know that.
baby throw anything?
I don't think, I think the baby will be so attached to the little Arnie's, they won't want to throw him. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Having a baby, I've seen this baby shake just about every single thing you could possibly
Yes,
shake,
but
which
then
is
they
how you
gotta
start a
throw
little
it.
Arnie.
Then they got to throw it, and I don't think they will. Because they're going to be attached to it.
Well, we'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
I'm just saying, there's some other
Not
things in
sure
here that
about
I
I might
considered.
put it in their mouth.
There's some other things in here that I considered, and I think if you guys pick them, I'm gonna tear you to shreds because there's a reason I didn't pick some of these other things. So you know, I'm
Okay.
taking the little Arnie's and I'm standing by it. I don't care.
Okay, all right.
I,
all right.
I knew someone was gonna pick Arnie's for baby. I think someone said it off recording last time, so I kind of like veered away from it just for that reason.
Okay. Kyle,
Third pick.
you're third.
Okay. I'm gonna go with shoved up your ass because there's a lot of these here that are very big weapons. They're very large after this. I'm going with the quantum entanglement device.
Yeah,
It's a little tiny tube. That one feels like it'd be the least
will
amount of
say,
damage to my asshole.
Here's
And
the
I
scary
think that's
part:
a solid one.
is the quantum entanglement device can teleport you. So
Yes.
someone's gonna shove that. If they shove it a little too hard, who knows where you're gonna end up? We don't know.
True. Very true.
Could just
I
take
mean,
your small
the
intestine.
entirety of you will be gone. Now it won't. It
Yes.
won't just take the small intestine. Scott, it takes all of you.
Okay,
when you
Yeah,
just
teleport.
that's fine.
Um,
I mean, if I have to teleport with my pants down somewhere,
you're gonna
like,
teleport pants down,
into the middle of the DMV,
But-
you know, like
butthole puckered.
nothing crazy.
That
That
was a
would be
good pick.
funny,
It would be funny.
yeah.
But it could, we just don't know where you're gonna end up. Is all
It
I'm
is the
gonna say.
least painful one though, and after that, things get a lot bigger. So I'm taking that one.
It
Okay.
is a very small one. That was a great choice.
My 1-1 for prostate is off the board. Richie, you're up next.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the one that the gift you would give to a baby that would upset the parents the least. Well, if we look at it from this standpoint, fuck the parents, right? So
You gotta make
From
a-
what
you
standpoint?
gotta
Okay,
upset them the
okay,
least.
all right,
Fuck
all right.
those
You-
parents.
if we're talking about upsetting them the least, they're gonna be upset. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give that baby a Gersh device. It's gonna suck the parents away.
Sucks the parents. Gersh. Takes Gersh off the table.
Little
The baby's
Arnie's
dead.
Gershes.
No,
They're
okay.
all dead. They're all dead. They're
all
sucked
dead.
into a black hole.
Yeah,
They're
sucked
dead.
into a black hole. I'll wait for Wyatt to get baby. Like my thoughts on that, but something else. But yeah, or no,
Okay.
Kyle's gonna do baby too.
I don't
so
think
we'll
we
wait
can
till
use
everyone
"they're
goes through it.
all dead" as a cop out for they can't get pissed. I think that's like
To
worse
be
than them
fair,
getting pissed.
wait, what was the exact words? Because if it was you give it to a baby, you get the least amount of flack. No one's around to give the flack.
Exactly.
No, come on.
They
Because then
just-
otherwise,
They disappear.
all of you pick the one that does the most damage. if
It's up
that's
to the voter.
case.
It's up to the voter.
They
That's so much.
disappear. It becomes a Netflix documentary. I'm good. I'm in the clear.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
Unsolved mystery. Where
Well,
did this family
okay,
go?
but hold on. The wording wasn't actually necessarily that the parents are the ones that get pissed. It was just the least amount of trouble.
Least amount of flack.
You
Oh,
get in trouble with the law, okay? If they are all gone, who gave them this black hole?
Well,
But
that's
it
what
disappears.
That's
It
what the,
disappears, so it's
Imagine he's
good.
that's what the
Wrapping this?
Netflix documentary will solve. Who gave them the black hole?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
And it was Richie.
Is that your explanation, Rich?
It's about as good as it's gonna get.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
It's Snake, so Rich gets another one, right?
No, it's
No,
me.
Wyatt's gotta go. Wyatt's gotta go.
Wyatt's got back.
Oh,
to back.
Wyatt's
Okay.
Wyatt's got
I this is just so tough.
What
Kyle really
category are you
fucked
going?
me with a golden spork. I'm gonna go with
Yeah, bitch.
my
I
prostate
knew you were going
exam.
for it.
This could get hairy real fast.
It's gonna
Your
get real
your
bad.
ass
all gets
or
bad from
the
here.
prostate theory?
I'm gonna pick the Matryoshka dolls going up my ass.
Oh my god! Really?
Well,
You realize
here's
if one
the
of those
thing.
gets
No.
one of those gets a little wild, that blows up and
They
That's
your
why-
whole
explode.
ass all
That's
over.
why-
Explode.
That's why a trained professional is bending me over.
The
Okay?
first one is big, also, so we're clear. It's
Yes.
like it's big.
Yes, but
Have you ever seen a Matryoshka doll in real life?
yes.
They're
which
They're
is-
like the size.
Listen,
They're the size of my fucking
I
head.
am not denying that I'm leaving that doctor's office a different man.
I have
I am-
one right here. Look at this.
I'm leaving that doctor's
Look at
office.
this. This is a Toy Story Matryoshka.
That
Look
thing
at this
is
fucking
going
thing.
up
That's
his
the
ass.
size
That's
of
my
his-
head.
And I'm pretty sure the
Fucking
ones in the
head.
game are like wider in the middle.
This
too.
is a pop bottle.
Dude, fucking hell, that's crazy.
I'm gonna be. A
And then look
different
how
man.
loose this is. Look how loose this is.
I'm about to be loose.
He puts it in. Top stays in. Top stays in. Boom, you're dead, buddy.
I'm about to be. I'm about to be loose.
You're a
but
different man.
But to be honest, I looked at the board and I just didn't see anything else that I was
Sure,
like willing to
sure.
risk. So I'm gonna go with. You could have done the 1-inch punch. I don't know if you'd want that.
You can just get that tablet shoved up your ass.
Well, even if it's the thing that happens when you get the
No,
1-inch
I think
punch,
it's
you're
gotta
just
be the
taking a
actual
full
punch.
fist
I think
up
it's
the
actual
ass.
I think
punch?
it's the tablet.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the tablet?
I think it's
There's a
got to be the
tablet.
tablet.
Either way, it's not good.
Because the
If it's the
actual
tablet or
tablet's
if it's
not
the
good.
fist,
there is
it's
no. Well, or you could do the fist. I
Yes,
guess.
I thought it was
either
the fist.
one. You're
We
not
give
doing
the
great.
doctor. I thought we give the doctor the thing. But suddenly the doctor's got fucking crazy.
Either
fist.
way, it hurts.
Obliterated. Your asshole's
So
obliterated.
I'm going
So-
Matryoshka dolls for my prostate exam. For giving the gift to the baby. Actually, no, yeah, I'm gonna switch it. Death by firing squad. I'm gonna pick the VR11. And the reason being is because the VR11, when they
Fuck
shoot it at
you.
you, you just become a human again. You just don't die.
No,
You're
but
just
like,
another
doesn't it do
human.
something different to humans?
Only
you
if there's
shoot-
zombies there.
What is no? If you shoot a human with it, because like if you turn the zombie into a human, but if you shoot one of the humans again with it, something brutal happens. If I don't they
Is that-
explode?
is that true?
I can't remember. Like,
Is that
I'm pretty
true?
sure if you shoot them with the VR11 again, I think they either melt or they fucking like explode. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure they explode.
I did not know this.
yeah,
It would
Is
be a
there-
swift
is there-
death.
Are you
though.
guys looking this up?
yeah.
Trying to look it up.
I'm trying to. There is
I
something.
will say, I know if you shoot your teammates for a brief period, they're invulnerable. But I don't think that
Oh.
should count in this regard.
I was gonna, my entire philosophy is if I'm getting shot with a gun that turns a zombie human and I'm already human, then I assume I just stay human. That was my entire thought process. If there is an alternate world where I'm kind of fucked, so be it. But I figured the VR11, I'll take that all day. So that was my pick for.
If a player
Death by
shoots a
Firing Squad.
zombie 3 times with the VR11, it will cause the zombie to explode.
Win-win. I either stay alive.
Straight up the fucking firing squad.
I
Dude
either
just
stay alive
blows you up.
or I just blow up. Win-win for me.
Well, if it's a
Shut
firing
up.
squad, they're shooting.
Yeah.
There's a line of them.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get shot 3 times.
But what happens if I get shot another 3 times? Maybe it reverses the effect.
you've
We
already
don't know
exploded.
this.
But what happens, because if there's 4 of us, he gets hit with 3, somebody shoots a little late, he stays alive.
Maybe that's a
know.
possibility.
I think the
It's a
explosion
possibility.
happens probably
Listen,
quick.
but it's supposed to be least painful.
I do
I
explode
can't remember.
immediately.
You're
I don't know.
exploding.
I actually don't know because I have to remember. I thought it was almost like the microwave where they kind of fucking expand, but I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember.
Nah,
And
that's the
and
wave,
if
yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
true, and basically I just get shot, I get a nice Armani suit because every single time you shot a zombie with the VR11, they had a suit on.
They did get a suit on.
I mean, I just
were-
upgrade my wardrobe
they were
at the
good,
end of the
yeah.
day, right?
Oh, such-
So back to Richie.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the prostate exam. I don't know if anybody thought about this, because I mean, no matter what, you're kind of fucked. So I decided
Sure.
I'm gonna go with the slickifier because it's lube.
Oh,
It's lube.
Lube it up a
that's
little bit.
good. I didn't even think about.
Yeah,
that,
but they're also like shoving the body of the gun up your ass.
It's lubed up though.
It's lubed up.
I mean, it is. But
like
it's
if
still
they
a
if they
metal
put they lather
weapon.
it up a bit. I mean,
It's-
every weapon's metal. He's right though. Like you're getting metal up your
Yeah.
ass no matter what.
You just
I'm
gotta
just
shoot
saying,
my
if you
ass
look
real
at the-
quick, and then
the barrel of the solidifier, it's like it's got like a second barrel below it. The whole thing has got to go in there.
Can I
You gotta
ask?
get
I'm
some
lubed.
coverage. you
Are
know?
they don't have to they don't have to shoot the gun once it's up your ass, right? You just need to clarify.
No,
this,
no,
right?
no,
Like,
no, they
they're
don't
just
have to.
They're
shoving it.
shoving
Yeah.
the thing
They're
up
just putting
there.
it
You're
in.
just
It's
shoving the
big.
barrel up there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I don't think that's the worst pick in the world with the options we have
up
out
ass sliquifier. I'm writing these down.
there. Kyle, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna go death by firing squad.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest, I think the fastest way out is you just get the ray gun Mark II and you just fucking obliterate yourself. Because if there's like 5 dudes with those, they're just putting holes in you. You're fucking dead in seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the fastest way out.
Sure.
I thought, yeah,
Not bad.
We don't really know the effects of the ray gun. None of us have ever been shot by one, thankfully. Knock on wood. But you know, there are 3 shots that go into you at first. Let's just hope that they're all very synchronized when they shoot. Because if somebody decides to shoot early, that could hurt a little bit. You know, that could hurt. That could hurt a little bit.
But I think that
if Wyatt's shooting, he's probably missing you.
Oh
That's
my
true.
god, dude! This narrative is just this.
If it's a ray gun,
There's something about the PC version of this game.
Roll the clip. Roll the clip.
We can. We'll roll the clip.
Okay.
Okay. Back to Jayhawk.
Jayhawk's up.
And I think I've really got just a stud pick here. I'm gonna go firing squad, and I'm gonna go with the jet gun, because if you fire the jet gun for too long, it explodes in the user's hands, and all the pieces go back, spread around the map, and you have to go find them again and rebuild it. And with a firing squad, there's going to be multiple people with the jet gun, and what it does is it like pulls you towards it. But with the multiple different people, I don't think one person will effectively get me close enough before it explodes. So I don't even think I'm going to die. I think the jet gun will explode and I will live.
Or it just tears you apart. Like you're just being pulled in all different directions.
Because here's the thing. It didn't tear the zombies apart. And
That's
they
true.
have weaker body composition than I do because they're dead and I'm alive. So I think I'll be fine. I think I'm going to live, honestly.
That's a good call. I thought we had to die, so I chose ones that like would force me to die.
That's what I did.
It's up to interpretation. It's up to interpretation.
No.
If hypothetically the user of said jet gun, if they figure it out and they like kind of get really close to me or they tap fire it, I disintegrate immediately. So
it's a good pick.
I think I'm all right here.
Okay.
It's a good pick. I don't think it's
either I don't die or I disintegrate. So
I think I got the GOAT pick here though. For Wonder Weapon, you would get a prostate exam with.
Okay.
And I went through a couple different things first. I didn't even have this on my list till I pulled up the pictures and realized that the ray gun Mark 1 has a really small nozzle at the front. So
but hold on, there's like a little
you gotta
there's
put
an
that
iron
whole
sight.
Yeah,
There's
you
like
have the iron sight.
There's a spike.
but
at
You got to
the
put
end.
the
iron sight
in
will
there.
probably break on like my tailbone or something like that. That's just thin. Look how thin that is. And like just think about everything else on this list. Like what is not going to be a big metal spike that's got to go up your ass, right? So it's like that is the smallest thing out here. If like even this liquefier with its lube is
Quantum
like Jayhawk
entanglement
said,
device.
the quantum entanglement device actually was probably the 101.
it probably was. Sorry, you're right. So yeah.
You to the DMV.
So aside from the,
I'll
so
take
maybe
that.
that was the
It was-
one-on-one,
it was
but
an
like I
elite
will say,
pick. Yeah.
I think the ray gun comes in as a top pick there. So I'm going with ray gun Mark 1 on that.
I'm trying to see how far they go for an exam here. How far they go down.
How far they shove it.
Yeah.
It's
I
they do it with
think
their
they
fingers,
get-
bro.
I
So
think
like
they get pretty deep in there.
The only thing you got to worry about, Jumba, is that iron sight. If
I have a ray gun around here somewhere.
Yeah,
The
but you
Mark
got a
1.
baby ray gun.
It's the Mark 1.
Yeah, but it's like a smaller version. It's not like the life size.
I don't know. I was 11 when I made it, and I think it was
No,
1 to 1.
he
if I remember.
He made it. No, okay, you got back to back. What's your next pick?
Okay, next pick. Shoot, this one honestly, firing squad was the one I had the hardest time with. And jet gun was a good pick. I just figured I wanted to blow up as fast as possible, and I thought that would be the acid gat.
Okay.
You're gonna die to acid.
But like I blow up really fast, don't I? Don't you just
but
explode with the acid gat?
It's like a monkey bomb, so it takes a little bit.
Okay, which is
sticks
the
to you for a second, and then
version
it
of the
blows
blunder
up.
gat that you just fucking explode? Don't
That's
one of them
the
explode?
acid gat.
Okay,
But it sticks to you, and then the acid goes down, and then it blows up.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna feel
That
the
sounds
acid
pretty
for a
pretty
little bit there.
painful.
that sounds terrible. What
Yeah.
was which? I thought there was one where you basically instantly explode. Is that the blunder gat? Because then I want to go with
I
the
think
blunder
the
gat.
blunder gat.
It's the blunder gat.
Like a
It's just
gun,
a shotgun.
It's
a
big-ass
shotgun.
shotgun.
Probably
get
has-
shot by a shotgun.
Yeah, you'll just get torn to shreds. I think that's fine. Like you'll die pretty fast. I won't be awake for that.
They only
The
have
first
2
guy
shots,
who shoots,
bro.
misses, shoots your leg, and is
Blows
the
your
other
leg
guy's
off.
like, oh shoot, hold on, I haven't reloaded yet.
They
Okay,
gotta
well,
reload. It's only
I'm
2
not gonna
shots.
I'm not gonna back out on it now. I'll stick with it.
Okay, Blendergat.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's back
Back
me,
to
right?
Jay.
All right, so my last category is the prostate exam, and I'm gonna be honest, we don't have a lot of options here. These are all looking really painful. So the
Pick
only
a
one,
staff. Pick a staff.
the only one that I think can maybe, this is still gonna be painful, but I think at the very least I'll probably live, because a lot of the other ones I think I might die. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm going with the Hell's Retriever, and I'm hoping he shoves the
The
handle
other
up
end.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I'm
handle.
gonna
Yeah.
request he would shove the handle.
Hey, Doc.
Now,
okay.
here's
Can
the
I talk to you
risk.
real quick?
Hey, Doc.
The
handle
risk is
real
I
quick.
don't know which end the doctor needs to use in that regard. So I'm taking a risk here, and I might be done for, because if he shoves the axe,
You're
It's,
done.
yeah.
Well, yeah, like you just
It's
die.
over.
Because
It's
like
over.
just if that fucking tip hits you, you just explode.
so I'm hoping he would use his medical profession and professionalism here to realize that if he uses that, I'm done.
Now that I think about it,
And he
Hell's
maybe use the
Retriever,
handle.
great firing squad one. Can't miss and you just explode.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, well, the tough part is like, what if you have? I don't know how much health you have, but like with Brutus, you throw it, he doesn't insta die. So what if it, you're
Hopefully
kinda
they're
built
throwing.
different.
Hopefully you have a big enough firing squad.
Yeah.
I'm also
There
not
you
as
go. You need
I'm
like
not as
4
big
guys.
as Brutus. I don't think I gotta like him.
Anyway, so I'm gonna go with the Hell's Retriever here to be shoved up.
I think that's a
Nice.
safe pick. I think that's a
Okay.
safe
There
pick.
is a risk attached to it, but I'm gonna have to take the risk because the rest of them, I think I would die.
Kyle,
Oh fuck.
what do you have?
You got baby.
So I have baby. So honestly, I didn't know the thing about the VR11 until so I was originally going to pick that, and then I was going to pick the jet gun because I was like, it's too fucking heavy, and even if the baby does get it off, it's a one-time use.
I
and then
thought
it's
about that
good.
as well.
It would explode in the baby's hands, which could be kind of deadly.
Could
True.
be.
oh, you were
True.
gonna say the jet gun? I thought the jet gun was a great pick for baby because the baby
thought
just
so
can't even
too.
lift it up.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought
Like,
too.
yeah.
But
That's
if
I.
they press the button, it might explode on him.
But like,
Yeah.
True.
I didn't think about that.
So not a whole lot of great options here.
You got
I think
am-
there's a dark
one
horse
thing-
pick here.
One thing I do think might be the best. Honestly, I'm gonna give the baby the bow. I'm just
gonna give it a bow.
I'm gonna give it the
Let
bow.
the record. Hold on, which bow? Because you have to pick one of the upgraded ones.
Yeah.
I gotta pick one of the
gotta
upgraded ones. I
pick one
can't
of
just
them.
give him the regular
No,
ass
it's
bow.
got to be an upgraded bow.
Fuck. Out of all of them, I think the wolf one's the fucking most bitch one. So I'll pick the wolf one.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
All
The
right.
wolf bow's like a thunder gun.
That's his explanation.
If by chance that baby manages to shoot an arrow, whoever's in front of it is turning into a wolf and launching into the distance
Yeah.
and dying.
Well, that's if a baby shoots it and if
If
it hits
it's a big if.
somebody.
The big if.
So I think I'm pretty much in the clear there because the baby's got to draw the bow and it's got to shoot it and hit somebody. I think
will say
that's-
the arrows come with it. So the baby
Yeah,
just has
that's
So-
an
fine.
arrow.
Baby has arrows.
So
Baby has arrows,
I
but
also-
I like I said, it's a
Stab.
3-part thing. He's got to shoot it,
But
he's got to draw
stab
it,
with
he's
the
got to
arrow.
shoot it, and he's
Shit.
got to hit somebody.
but
The
we're
arrows
not
could have been another good ass one.
we're not
Yeah, that could've been a
accounting
great ass one.
for the fact that the baby's gonna grow up. Baby is gonna grow up. So
Yeah, but I'm
so
not getting
if-
flack
if-
right now
An
for the
elemental bow
I mean, I'm
that
just
summons the
thinking.
power of wolves.
Well, maybe maybe they could use that in the future.
Yeah,
maybe the
maybe
zombie
they get
apocalypse
bullied at
breaks out
school.
and they need it.
That's true.
You know,
Go into their lunchroom and just one shot everybody's.
Maybe.
Okay. Is it back to Richie?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
All right,
my
Richie.
last one is the firing squad. I'm kind of surprised that nobody picked this, but I'm gonna go with the Wonder Waffle.
That
Mainly,
was one of my options.
yeah, mainly just because if you have 4 people sitting there and they all just fry you at once, you're not gonna feel a thing. That's so much electricity, you're instantly dead.
Mm-hmm.
It
Your
is
brain
kind of
is
how
overloaded.
they death row, anyways. So
Yeah.
Well, one of the crazy ones I was thinking about was like for the firing squad, you just
Has
use the
everybody on the fire
dragon
squad yet?
strike.
yeah,
Has everybody what?
Yeah,
Is everybody done firing squad?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, making sure before he gave.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say dragon strike. You just dragon strike
You just
fucking you like 5 times.
Yeah, you're just
Boom,
dead
just fucking
instantly.
done.
It's a good one, actually.
Okay. I'm the final pick here. And
Yeah,
final
my
pick.
final pick is the gift to the baby.
Yeah, I will
I'm gonna
say
have to
there's
really-
a dark horse
There's
pick
not a
here
lot
There's
out there.
two
that I'm
dark
gonna
horses.
mention afterwards, and I think is actually an elite pick.
Yeah, I think there's 2 dark horses in my opinion.
If you say the one punch, I think that's
No,
so fucking wrong.
No,
I'm not gonna say it till after he says.
no.
it, but
I'm gonna pick. Now listen, let me give some backstory. All right,
Go for it.
this wonder weapon, I love it to death. But it has been considered quite possibly one of the worst wonder weapons of its era. It was very, very bad.
there's
we
no way you're
live.
picking this.
We live in a town where it gets up to
Don't tell
110.
me. No,
There's
son of
no
a bitch. Are you
115.
serious?
You know, and really the only way that this weapon is deadly is if you shoot it 2 or 3 times in the same exact spot on somebody.
There's no-
That's the only way it can be dangerous. This weapon could actually be used as like a quick, I'm gonna cool myself off real quick.
That's just no.
I'm gonna go with the
That's
Winter's
insane.
Howl.
He's gonna
He just
picking the
borrows it from the
Winter's Howl.
baby. He borrows it from the baby.
Yeah, so the Winter's Howl, I think first of all, you got to get shot multiple
Immediate
times with it,
frostbite.
before it actually does anything to you.
Nobody talks about the frostbite.
It could be an aspect.
Hypothermia.
Immediate frostbite.
Your
Could-
toes are falling off.
Who needs toes these days, right? Like
People.
we've got so
People
much
need toes.
technology.
The parents,
Oh.
maybe.
I
What
will
if you
say,
like toes,
I will say, I did think about picking the baby shrink ray for this.
The baby.
Yeah, the baby gun was.
Because the reason why I thought it was because like
It's a great
if
option.
the parent gets shot with the baby shrink ray, as long as the baby doesn't kick you, you go back to being an adult.
This is true.
So
So I
I was
thought about
thinking that was my original pick. If I didn't get first pick and someone took time bomb, I was probably gonna go with the baby. I call it the baby maker, but whatever.
Baby gun.
Yeah.
The baby gun.
Yeah.
But I went with Winter's Howl. Keep everybody in the house cool.
I think
You know,
should've
use
gone
it.
with the baby gun.
Use it when you get older. You know, it's nice and
Literally
compact.
Freeze your family to death.
You know, it's small enough that I can hide it from the baby if or like I can tell the parents, you know, keep this away
Small
from your
enough.
kid. You
Small
know,
enough.
it's small.
Have you seen them holding that thing in their hand?
It's very small.
It's like a hand cannon.
yeah,
it's not
but
small.
like compared to like the baby, you can't really hide a baby shrink ray. That thing's huge. This is like a, you know, it's a pistol. So yeah, I'm going with the Winter's Howl.
All right.
Let's go through the picks real fast so everybody can cast
Yeah,
their votes.
I
Jay,
got
you were
them
the
all.
first pick.
I have them all here too, if you guys want me to, but go ahead.
Just- yeah,
I
just run
started
through yours
off
real
with the gift for the baby, and I went with the little Arnie's. Then I went for die to this firing squad, and I took the jet gun because I don't think I'm gonna die. And then I did the prostate exam, and we're hoping they will use the handle of the Hell's Retriever.
There
We're
we go.
hoping.
There we go. Jumbo, you were pick number 2. Your picks.
Yeah, I was pick number 1 actually.
Oh, sorry. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I thought. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
why I
should've
thought
gone first,
Jayhawk.
but it's
Yeah, you
okay.
should have gone first.
It's okay. Okay, I was just throwing it out there. I started off with baby, giving it the time bomb. Then after I went prostate exam on my ass, ray gun Mark 1. Because honestly, just as long as he doesn't put the trigger, I think put his finger on the trigger. I think we're pretty good there. And then I think I fumbled here. Firing squad, blundergat. Hope they hit their
Maybe.
shots. I'll
Hope they hit their
choose.
shots.
Yeah, I'll choose the who said the firing squad needs to be from 20 yards away? I'm just gonna stand next to the guns.
If it's 20 yards away, the jet gun's not doing shit to me because it's got a tiny ass.
That's what I'm saying. There's no rules. I'm just gonna stand next to because if I need to die, I'm gonna stand next to them. If I can choose how far, then I'll just go even
What's-
further than 20 yards because then they're
How
also not
about
hitting me.
The distance is whatever the protocol is of an official firing.
I don't
It
even
is
know what that
20
is.
yards, I
To
think.
20 yards.
I just guessed at that,
20
by the
yards.
way. I didn't.
Okay.
I've never even.
We'll take it as is.
I don't really
Kyle.
want to Google that, but yeah.
Kyle, you were the third pick.
25
I was
feet.
third quick. Okay, I went with for my first overall, I went with the quantum entanglement device. Be shoved up my ass. I thought that was a really good one. The only
Way to put it
downside
lightly.
is,
Teleported.
but I might possibly teleport in the middle of the DMV with my ass out and something inside of it. But I mean, the worst
be the
thing that
first time
happens
your
is
ass was
that.
out.
So, yeah, it would be the first time my ass was out in public.
I will
So,
say,
it'd
to be
fine.
fair, if it does teleport you, the thing won't be in your ass anymore because it like disappears when it does it.
Oh, great! And then my
That's
ass
good.
will just be puckered up.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go. That's all we need.
Not even that bad.
Cheeks ready
yeah.
to go.
There we go.
Teleports into a prison cell.
That'd be the worst. And then the next one, I picked Die for my firing squad. I think the ray gun Mark II, they're putting holes in me. There's no way I'm living past that. For
There you
very
go.
long.
They're missing with that way more than they're missing with the Blundergat. I think.
It's
25
a
feet.
fucking
I will say
laser
we're 25 feet away. That was the official.
and that thing
distance.
has no recoil. You just laser beam through me.
guess,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but
sure
Wyatt
I'm
was
dead,
able to
bro.
miss some shots, so I don't know.
Oh my
Nah.
god.
He was using ray gun
He
Mark
didn't use the
1.
Mark II. He used
was
the
Mark
Mark
I, to
This
be
is
fair.
true. This is true. Mark II's
That's
got some
different.
recoil. I don't know.
I don't know,
And then
I
your
don't
third
know.
pick, Kyle.
My third pick was to give it to a baby, and I selected. What did I pick?
The
I don't
bow.
remember.
Did
took
you
the
pick
Oh, I
the
picked the bow. That's
took
right.
Yeah, the
the
wolf
bow.
bow.
The bow.
The wolf
specifically.
bow.
Hey, so you know what the bow, like, you know, with the wolf.
Yeah, you
and,
know.
he's gotta be able to pick it up. He's gotta draw the bow, and he's gotta hit somebody with it after he
Right.
shoots it. So there's just so many things on there that I think I'd get the least amount of flack from that because he wouldn't be able to use it. There's no way.
Richie, you were pick number 5 or pick number 4. Sorry.
Yeah, so first I went with giving the gift to a baby. I had the brilliant idea, well, to get the least amount of flack, you got to get rid of everybody.
to kill the
You,
family.
you're disappearing the family. So I went with the Gersh device because honestly, they're all gone. Doesn't matter. Now we have a Netflix documentary. I might
There's
even be able
there's
to
a
make some money off of
national
it.
investigation going on.
You
into
are
the
not
disappearance of this
making money
family.
if you gave them the Gersh device.
The
Hey,
prior,
Unless,
the prior
unless
day
no-
people
and no one knows.
at the birthday
So-
party saw you give them a weird military alien-esque device. There's gonna be people at your doorstep. Is all I'm saying.
So that's
That's
why you
very
do it
true.
at the end of the party. And the Gersh device is going to disappear anyway, so there's no trace of anything. So
Yeah,
I'm,
the real-
I'm good. I'm good.
actually, have the baby use it at the fucking party. Just
Exactly.
leave it.
Yeah.
There you go. Just
I
suck
will
everybody
say,
up.
I feel like the neighbors might notice when the sky turns purple. That's all I'm saying. That's all
That's very true.
There's a million ways we could do it, but they're going to disappear. So I went with the Gersh device first. Second, I went with the prostate exam. Again, brilliant idea. Lube it up. Shoot me with that slick of fire. Shove it up
Shove
there.
the wide gun barrel straight
Two
up
barrels.
his
Straight up
It
the
has
ass.
two
Hey,
barrels.
It's
Two
lubed.
barrels.
It's lubed. I'm
It's
feeling
lubed
At
up.
good.
least it's lubed.
Give
It'll
me
go
some-
smooth.
Give me
but
some
it's-
wine. I
Is
don't,
the
you
liquid
know.
poisonous, by the way? Do we ever just
The
talk
liquid
about that?
does
Like,
kill
how do they
zombies.
die? Because the liquid
No, they
kills
slip,
the
right?
zombies.
They just slip.
They
They
don't
slip
just
and they
slip?
just-
slip, but I think it eventually like kills them. No.
When you
Ah, they
shoot
have
them directly
anti-venom.
with it, it kills.
They
them.
just use an alcohol wipe. Wipe it off.
There you go.
Yeah.
I will say when they shoot
There you
the
go.
liquid up your ass, there's a copious amount that comes out on those blasts, so it's gonna be everywhere.
It's gonna
It's
be
not
everywhere.
just up your ass.
Your
That's
stomach's gonna be lined with that for years.
There you- yeah, it's fine.
I'll eat some Taco Bell to fend off all of the slick of fire.
Oh, they
I
gotta
did.
shoot.
Clear
You
it
want?
up.
They gotta shoot it up your ass. I thought they were like shooting it, then lathering the gun up
yeah,
with
that's
the
what,
liquid.
That's
then
what I'm
putting it-
saying.
The fandom like wiki page does say that it does cause damage to players as well. So there is gonna be some damage to that.
Because
I
my
mean,
thing
You're
is
always
like
taking damage with something
the
going up
liquid,
your ass.
the liquid, but like
Well, yeah,
the
but he's
think about
asking for them to shoot it up the ass.
for how easy it is for things to slip on there, despite the gun being big. Like the liquid's gonna make it so slippery. It might be the best lube in the world. You'd never notice it from a
Exactly.
slippery standpoint. The damage
It-
standpoint is bad.
It does say it's a small amount of damage, but your ass will feel some damage. When
Yeah,
Your ass will feel some damage.
If you go in drunk,
Damage.
it's a party. You know
It's
what
a
I
party.
mean?
It's a party. Your final
and
pick.
then my final pick was Death by Firing Squad. Wonder Waffle, 100%. they're gonna beam
Fry
me
you.
with that, fry me.
Basically the electric chair
Yeah.
times a
Yeah.
million.
Okay, my first pick. I'm shoving Matryoshka dolls up my ass. I will not expand further.
That's terrible.
Just awful.
He didn't
What if it
even-
explodes in your ass?
Bro didn't even say prostate exam. He just said he wants to shove them up his ass.
That's good.
Pick number 2.
I will say they're also smooth, so that's a little bit more helpful.
Yeah, but they also explode. So
could, but a trained professional is wielding them.
you just never know with those things.
You just never
Wyatt just really
know.
wants to explode because number 2 is great too.
Number 2, the VR11 for Death by Firing Squad. I went with the VR11. I did not know that if you got shot 3 times that it explodes you. I thought that you just turn into a human with a nice suit. That's the premise I was going under. We still have not confirmed
The
that you
first
blow up
shot
with the
hits.
3rd time.
No,
You
you
get a
do. You
suit.
do. I confirmed it.
The
I
third
confirmed it.
shot, you're exploding.
I'll die in a nice suit. I'm already prepared for the funeral. I have the suit
You got
on.
the
You're
Armani
gonna
suit.
I've got the
explode.
suit
You're
on
gonna
and I
explode. It won't
explode.
matter.
There is no suit
Yeah, but
left.
before I die, though, I will be in a suit.
You'll
as
look
I die.
stylish as
I'll
you
look
die,
stylish
yeah.
as I
You
die.
look stylish. Very
And then
stylish.
for the third pick, it's hot right now. It's summertime, boys. You want to stay cool out. Give the baby the winter's howl. Let him fire off some shots. You tell the parents, hey, save this. Save that. You don't. It's for the future. It's for the future. So I went with the winner's howl. And that rounds out the draft, ladies and gents. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Do we
Real
pick
quick.
a person who we think did best and a person who think
Nah,
did
the
worst?
audience. can
That's
pick
the
it.
audience.
No,
That's up to
that's
the
Oh, the
audience.
audience does that.
That's
okay.
up to the audience.
Here's what I'll say, and this was my dark horse pick that I was hyping up for the baby. I think the Gauntlet of Siegfried, the baby dragon.
I thought about that.
So I
because
thought about
here-
that too.
I thought about it because I was like, what if the baby dragon's just like cool with
they
the
just
baby?
become homies.
They're just homies, and this is like House of the Dragons. Like you're a
Bro,
Targaryen
I didn't even
baby,
know about that
and
thing.
you just got a baby dragon. Like that's kind of sick.
That's
thing
sick.
is, though,
I didn't even
if-
think about that. What?
The thing
One
I
thing I
worried
will
about
say,
with it though is like if the kid ever gets mad at you and the kid is like starts to be like turns against you, like kids don't have that sense to
Well,
realize.
that's why I didn't pick
you
it
know.
because I also.
But
think
it is
the
a good dark
parents might be a
horse.
little upset
Yeah.
when I give their child
A dragon. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool, but the parents might get a little
A
upset.
dragon.
Hand it-
uh,
let me
that's worse
explain.
That's worse than
I
like
also-
gifting somebody a dog.
There's also a risk the dragon kills the child. I don't know.
As I
That's
was
it.
trying to look up a couple things here, I also saw the quantum entanglement device. I'm not trying to make myself look better, but that shit's wider than the fucking nozzle of the ray gun.
Whoa. I'm saying, but mine's a straight shot. It's a tube. Okay, yours goes from this to like that.
Yeah.
There's a little difference.
And I
there.
do gotta fight through that iron sight, but I think it's thin enough, and people have put bigger things. Did you know? This is a fun fact I like to share with people. Did you know your ass can
Oh my
stretch
God.
to a diameter of 10 centimeters? And did you know that a raccoon could fit into a 10-centimeter diameter hole?
Matryoshka
That's-
dolls.
Matryoshka dolls.
There we go. Matryoshka
I
dolls.
didn't know this, but I've clicked on the quantum entanglement device, and there's a list of effects, and there's probably like 50 here. And some of these effects are absolutely terrifying if they were to happen to Kyle. One of them is spawns a China lake that fires in a circle.
What?
Apparently that's for the record. That's one of it can spawn a ray gun. It can spawn an M72 Law. It can spawn a Python. It can spawn a Spaz 12 or the CZ75 with full auto and or dual wield that will fire in a circle.
But guess what? I just watched a video, and first thing it spawned, money.
It can spawn money.
can spawn
so
money,
there are
Kyle.
some good ones for Kyle here.
Money
we
in my
just
ass.
we just don't know what's going to happen. It can explode similar to that of a scavenger shot. It can produce an electric chain similar to that of the Wonderwaff. It can explode similar to the Matryoshka dolls. It can produce a black hole like the Gersh device.
Kyle, a trained professional's wielding this, okay? So
Oh, trained professionals now putting
there's
this in my
always
asshole.
risk when it comes to surgeries like this,
Now,
you know?
some of
So
them,
prostate
some of them are
exam's not
nice.
surgery.
High
Some
risk,
of them are
high
nice.
reward.
Like one of them is it just says it's a dud and nothing happens. It could give all players a free perk. You know,
Hey,
The homie
I could get
hookup.
Juggernaut for the rest
it
of my
can
life.
convert the players currently holding a pack-a-punch weapon, or it can convert the player's weapon that they're currently holding into a pack-a-punch weapon. So it would just give you a BBL on the spot. So
Could give you a
Fucking
BBL,
Wow.
Kyle.
I mean, I already got
What?
half of that, so I
it
mean,
has a
then it'd be even
chance to
crazy.
revert a pack-a-punch weapon, so it can get rid of your
What?
BBL.
Oh,
So it could
damn.
give you
So-
negative ass.
It can
That's
also
crazy.
spawn a nuke. So there's just some good ones, there's some bad ones, and there's some risks that I didn't know about when Kyle first picked this, and it feels like there's a 50-50 shot on what's gonna happen.
There is a
Imagine
50-50. Okay.
the final
in fact-
screenshot before a nuke blows up the entire West Coast is Kyle spreading his cheeks with just a.
A quantum entanglement in my
a literal nuclear bomb all of a sudden just appears full
Spawns.
size.
All right, now cough.
For science.
Oh,
All right, ladies and gents. Well, there's a lot to
nuclear bomb
digest
has
here.
gone off in Fresno, California. Some are wondering if
Meanwhile-
it was the Russians, but nothing has been spotted from the sky.
There's a lot to digest here, ladies and gents, and this was a jam-packed episode from start to finish. We thank you guys for tuning in. We have finished some Easter eggs since then, so some episodes should be coming out here pretty soon with some more drafts, maybe even some more piss and shit corners. We'll let you guys know, but thank you guys for tuning in. You can vote for this draft, the winner, in the GMB Discord. I will have the link available. The one thing to remember is, I don't know why this happens, I always choose create lifetime link or whatever, the one that never expires, and it still always expires. So if the link doesn't work for whatever reason, DM, I can get you a new link. Get in there, you can vote. Ladies and gents, I think this was
your personal account or the Grab
which
My Banner account.
grab my banner, whichever account, anybody. I'll send anybody a link from any account. You can follow me on Twitter at WyattPad. That's probably the easiest one. Okay, boys, I think the first Pack-a-Pod back, I think it was a bang. I think it was a banger. I feel good.
It was a long one.
It was a long
commitment.
one.
If they're still
Yes,
listening
sir.
to this point, I'm proud of them.
I'm very
Yeah.
proud. I'm very proud.
Proud.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys soon. See ya.